across our 500 vehicle inventory. New 24 Kia Sportage X-Line, $269 a month. New 24 Kia Telluride S, $299 a month. Lease your choice for 24 months with $3,000 due at signing. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. North Huntington and Wexford, PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShoreKeyKia.com. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 7/31/24.
Paul Alexander here for Renewal by Anderson. Their patio doors have dual ball bearing rollers and self-levelers that ensure your patio door glides seamlessly along its track for years, and they're stunningly beautiful. When you schedule a free appointment with Renewal by Anderson, they will give you an exact price quote that's good for an entire year. This month at Renewal by Anderson, they're offering their Mega Flash deal. Buy one window, enter your patio door, and when you buy 4 or more, you get the next one 50% off. Plus, they have great payment plans to help make your project more affordable. Call by July the 31st. Call 412-448-9090. That's 412-448-9090. 412-448-9090. What are you waiting for? Now is the best time to make all of this happen. For offer and warranty details, visit renewalbyanderson.com.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Good morning, my friend Ellen.
Good morning, Marty. Welcome back, and welcome to lots of construction projects that are kicking off this week. One in particular, slide repair work happening on Route 88. That's Library Road in Castle Shannon Borough, Allegheny County specifically. That begins today, weather permitting, between Havelock Street and Killarney Drive, and will last through early August. To allow that work to happen, the southbound lane on Library Road, Route 88, will close to traffic at Killarney Drive and shift into the center turning lane. So that'll leave a single lane in each direction through that area on 88, but obviously tight traffic means some delays, so plan accordingly. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
More clouds.
Constant has changed. Marty Griffin. It's a hell of a time to be in America. Hell of a time to be in politics. Hell of a time to be in Pittsburgh. Flat out. I love this town. I love this country. And I respect the hell out of what Joe Biden did. He manned up. Hey, man. Most men don't ever want to admit a flaw. Ever. They don't want to admit they made a mistake. They don't want to admit they lost a step. Happens with athletes all the time. Even talk show hosts. They don't want to admit they're bad businessmen. They don't want to admit they're bad fathers. They just don't. They're stubborn. They dig in. And sometimes to the detriment of themselves, their family, and or their country. In my opinion, as if you give a damn, what he did was courageous. And that's a fact, Jack. I've got Ed Gainey here, the mayor of Pittsburgh. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Marty. How you doing?
It's a pleasure, man. I appreciate you doing this.
Appreciate it.
Takes a lot to get the mayor physically up here. He's very busy, and I like this. All right, before we get anywhere, sir, your take on what happened with President Biden, sir.
Yeah, I think first when we talk about President Biden, I just want to, really send a shout of love out to him. I think what he did I have nothing but the utmost respect, gratitude, and love for President Biden, and I wish him nothing but success.
I think Kamala Harris has a better chance against Trump than Biden would. What do you say, sir? At this point in his career.
I would agree with that. I think that I know she brings a different level of energy. One, I think she's going to be able to unite a whole lot of different groups that before may have been on the fence about whether they really wanted to get in, and they've always been staunch Democrats. I think now that she's going to be the head on the ticket, people are a little bit more comfortable. I believe she's prepared. Sitting there for 4 years of being a student of how to be a president is not something that everybody gets to see. She had a front row view of that. So I think from a knowledge base, she's extremely ready. I also think that several of the independents, majority of the independents that were also on the fence, will see this as a new day in American history and will float over to the Democratic side. So I think she will bring the energy, knowledge base that we need in order to advance and to continue to keep the presidency in a Democratic control.
Let's talk about you, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing today? I'm smiling.
Do you
lost some weight. You know what I mean? When I came in, your guy talked about how much weight I lost. I hope my doctor's listening to this right now.
Did you?
Yeah.
Have
I
you
lost about 20 pounds.
Nice,
I've been diligent about my health, so.
It's hard when you're on the go to eat healthy. It's hard to work out. It's just a pain in the ass, quite frankly. How do you feel about Pittsburgh right now? The health of the city, sir?
I feel good about it. I mean, I feel, when I look at it, I always have to measure, Marty, from when we took over to where we are right now. When I look at it, there's a couple things I talked about in regards to safety. Last year, we did a 27% decrease in homicides. This year, we got a 27% as of right now decrease in homicides. Non-fatal shootings, last year we was down 20%. This year we're down 14%. So a lot of the things that we worked on to ensure that we brought safety to the city, we are doing. Downtown, when I came in, as well as I do, there was homeless camps all over the city. I think we got one left downtown, and that's it. And we're still working with the county, our partners, and DHS to ensure that we're doing what's correct by trying to get more transitional housing and moving them into transitional housing and making sure that we continue to go in that direction and clean the trails as we can.
I sent my daughters downtown to Picklesburg. And
Picklesburg was incredible.
It was. They crushed it. But I still don't think most people, sir, feel as if downtown is safe.
Yeah, I mean, perception is perception. We still have to deal with that. You and I have talked about that before.
We have shootings.
We have incidents. We've had some isolated incidents. Overall, crime is downtown. But I don't want nobody to get hurt. I don't wake up saying let's not make sure that we're not doing what we need to do to make downtown safe. We want downtown to be the safest place. We look at it as our living. We've had some isolated incidents. 2nd Avenue comms catching on fire was a blow. We know we have some mental health issues downtown as well that we have to deal with. We've upped our police patrol downtown. I think Chief Scarrato has done a phenomenal job and Commander Novosel has done a great job and will continue to do a great job. We never said perfection. We said we see the progress. We know that there's a perception issue out there that we still have to deal with. I don't want no one to get hurt, and that's what we continue to work for. That's what we continue to work towards.
What I thought was kind of cool is you stood in Market Square, was it Friday, you're actually surrounded by business owners from downtown Market Square. But I know several of them. They were screaming at you. They're disappointed in what they believe you've done or haven't done regarding downtown and safety. You know that was the vibe, sir, right?
The number one vibe was public safety, and it should be.
And they want an officer on the beat in Market Square, sir. I apologize for interrupting.
Right. Commander Novosel is going to put a couple officers on the beat. When we upped to about 14, that was part of the patrol. We understand that. We understand that the Market Square brings a whole lot of different people down there, and there are some people that do have some mental health issues. And so we will beef up the control at Market Square as we have done downtown. But from when we took over in 2021 to where we are right now, we don't see the same type of issues, nor when we look at the numbers are saying the same thing that they said in 2021. We always said that it'll be a work in progress, and we will continue to have to move people around downtown, particularly our officers, ensuring that the places that are getting hot, we're doing what's necessary to correct that issue. We got our REACH team down there and everything down there to deal with the kids when they get out of school, things of that sort. So we're continuing to work to ensure that we make it safe. But we know that we have some issues that we need the county's help on, and they are working with us very well. You know, I don't control Department of DHS dollars.
Yes,
that's not me. But I have a great working relationship with Sarah. Sarah and them has done, County Exec Hannah Morado. She's done some great things. Aaron Dalton has been phenomenal. Lisa working with her. So they're putting some things in place to continue to address some of the issues that we have, particularly when it comes to mental health, which is a challenge. I'm not going to sit there and lie. Mental health is a challenge, but it's a challenge in every city right now. It's a challenge everywhere. And I think that the reality is when we compare our downtown to others, you know, particularly the ones that's looking like our size, as the data's come out, it shows that we continue to make the improvements. We continue to do things that are demonstrating that we're going in the right direction. I mean, you're not going to cure this overnight because some of the establishments we had in the past, we don't have Mayview anymore. So some of those people that would be in Mayview, they're not there anymore. We just don't have the facilities, whether at the state or the county level, to be able to just, you know, be able to deal with it at that level. So we have to be creative in what we have to do to deal with the mental health aspect that we have out there. And we're moving that direction.
So, sir, you will be putting a beat cop in Market Square, sir?
Yes.
You will. So they wanted to hear that, and you delivered that. Is that fair?
Yeah. When Market Square, and, you know, when I met with them, I told them this. Like, we've met with a lot of the downtown business people, a lot of the downtown corporate leaders. I didn't know that Market Square Association, Merchants Associations existed. I just didn't. As we were going through the list, they were not on our list. So as we went through the list of, you know, talking to Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership, it has been wonderful, helping us out, Allegheny County Conference on Community and Economic Development, that has been helpful, you know, helping us out, Downtown Neighborhood Association. As we was going through these lists and getting people to the table to talk about what we have to do to improve the overall quality of safety downtown, the one person that was not on that list was the Market Square Merchants Association. So when I got there, I apologize for that because I did not know. If it's not on the books, I don't know. But I told them from now on they will definitely be in the mix when we talk about.
Were you surprised that they were so angry with you, sir?
I didn't really. I'm just sharing with you what I got.
Of course.
There wasn't a lot of anger as much as can we do something to ensure that we're creating a better safety environment downtown. I'm going to go down there with the gentleman from Dunkin' Donuts and sit down and talk about when the kids come down and what we can do. I'll have my REACH team down there more in the morning and after school. It was more solution generated than anything else.
You had, and I know you can't get into a lot of the details, and we talked about this before we started, so I'm not sandbagging the mayor. And Mr. Rivera, who was an assistant of yours, boyfriend, who drives her to work every day, was involved in 2 shootings, one on the 4th and one on the 17th. One guy downtown, I have the report right here. Okay. I actually do. Okay. Is that kind of shocking to you that an assistant of yours has a boyfriend who's involved in 2 shootings downtown, sir?
Well, anytime someone's in a shooting, it's shocking to me. One, you know, the lady is a wonderful lady. I mean, she's been through a great deal. That is not something that she tolerates. You know, I've known her for quite some time. I mean, I've watched her bury her own daughter to a suicide. I've watched her overcome a lot of her own challenges in life. It's not like, you know, she knew that he was capable of that. I don't believe that.
Yes, sir.
Because at the end of the day, it caught her off guard. So, you know, I know the gentleman in regards to him coming, picking her up from work and dropping her off. Outside of that, I really don't know him. So am I shocking about the shooting? Absolutely. Anytime there's a shooting, I'm shocked about it. But the reality is, you know, he's got to be able to deal with what he done. That's the bottom line.
Mayor, there's a movement, and I'm not surprising the mayor with this. We talked about this prior. There's a movement to get rid of Gainey.
Yeah.
There is.
You're talking about for the developers and everything?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
just say the whole thing. Let's get it out.
Yes, sir. There are people writing checks right now trying to get Corey O'Connor to run against you to get you out of office. You know this, sir.
Right. I don't have nothing but the greatest respect for Corey O'Connor. You know that. And his family. His mom was a phenomenal lady. You know, what the developers want to do is what the developers want to do. I can't focus on what developers want to do. I've been very clear that my job is to stabilize this city, and we're building affordable housing, and I want affordable housing in this city because it stabilizes neighborhood. We've built a lot of market rate units and laws over 15,000 of a population. That's not what I want. I want people to make this city their home. And in order to do that, we need affordable housing, affordable rentals, and affordable for sales. And it's not just about low income. I think that's the perception when we talk about affordability.
Yes,
but the reality is not. You're also talking about, young professionals that at the end of the day don't want to pay $2,500 coming out just starting their career when they can live in the suburbs or pay $800 and McKnight Road or something like that in order to have housing. We need to make sure that we have affordability across the board. The more affordable we make our city, the more we do to ensure that people can have a rent that they can afford, the more we're going to be able to repopulate our city, and that's the whole power behind affordable housing.
So
and I'm not going to waver on that.
So though, that some players with checkbooks are trying to fund the campaign to raise over $1 million to beat you, to get you out of office.
I mean, they got to do what they got to do. We're going to stay focused on what we have to do. I'm not, like, you know me, I'm not here to bash somebody. I'm here to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stay focused, and that's it. You know, I'm not asking the developers for nothing that I don't think won't stabilize this neighborhood. This city, I don't want to be a third-class city. Once we get below a certain population, Marty, we're a third-class city. I don't want that. You know, we've lost 15,000 people. We have to stabilize our city. In order to do that, you have to make it affordable. You have to make it a situation where we're competitive and that people want to live in the city because they believe that they can afford the rents.
I kept hearing that you were going to get the big five, the nonprofits, to the table to actually chip in anywhere between $8 and $20 million a year to help the city. That has not happened. Why can't you seem to deliver that, sir?
We're at the table now talking to them. We got a meeting coming up, and at this next meeting, we'll be able to determine whether that meeting is going to move us forward. You know, I don't want to get too much into that because my word to everybody was that I would not talk about this publicly until we were finished. Now, I know, and you know, that some of them have already begun to whisper in order to try to create a narrative. They
blame it on you. They say you can't get it done.
But at the end of the day, the one you're talking about, and I'm not going to go into no names right now.
Sir.
I'll come back, though. I'll come back on that. And I'll give you the whole story on that because there's a story behind it. But right now, we got another meeting that we're setting up with them. And from that moment on, we'll be able to determine. But Marty, you and I know, they said that they wanted a pilot. We put it out there that we want one too. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if we both want it, we should be able to get it done. Because I'm not going to go into it all, but when I come back, I promise you I will.
All right, so UPMC is what we're talking about here. They blame you for this permit issue, sir. They say it's never happened before in 30 years. They say you maliciously, intentionally did this.
UPMC said that?
Yes, sir. That they believe that you're in bed with SEIU, and in your efforts to get the union in there, you did this intentionally.
That's not what UPMC said when we talked to them.
Okay.
What UPMC said when we talked to them is that they understood that the permits were not there and that the contractor had not filed for the permits. You know, I can't let people just do work without a permit. You know, we've had 2 major accidents in this city, Marty. Fatal accidents, and God bless their family and God bless them.
Yes, sir.
You know, if I got people working without permits, I don't want to stop nobody from going to work. Everybody knows I'm a union guy. You know what I mean? So I don't want to stop nobody from going to work. I want them to go to work. But the contractors know that they need to have their permits in order to go to work. I can't just say go to work without a permit because if something happens on that job and they didn't have a permit, guess who Marty Griffin's going to call? Marty Griffin's going to call Ed Gainey and say, why didn't you ensure that they had permits? So, when the guy came, when I got a call from the building trades that they had stopped the work because of a permit problem, that's when I called the executive director, the director of PLI to find out what was going on. He said they did it. They were going around like they do all the time to different sites. They didn't have the permits. We can't let people, the contractor knew he needed the permits. That's nothing new, Marty. I can't let people go to work without permits. And the second thing is we work quickly to make sure we resolve that issue. We didn't waste no time. Within a week, everybody was back to work. You know, that's what we do to ensure that that the city is running safe. But you got to have permits in order to do work. So we call UPMC. So if that's what UPMC said to you, that's not what they said to me. That's not what they said to Jake Pollock. That conversation was totally different. They understood that. And so that kind of caught me off guard right there because if you're saying that UPMC made that comment to you, I'm telling you, they didn't make that comment to us.
There is a movement, and I
don't know why they would say that to you, Marty. That's strange.
Yes, sir. There is a movement, and you know this, and you take this personally, actually. Some of the labor leaders that brought you here, that branded you, that made you Ed Gainey, have bailed on you, sir. And they're now lined up against you. You take that personally, don't you, sir? What happened and why?
When you say personally, what do you mean personally?
Some of the union guys.
I mean, you said I take that personally. I just want to make sure I'm answering it correctly.
Well, some of these union guys that you have a long history with,
very long history,
are lined up against you, and I think that stings for you, does it not, sir?
Yeah, it does. I mean, because at the end of the day, some of them know that I wouldn't even around for mayor if I didn't have a conversation with them first. And anybody that knows this business and anybody that's connected to this business knows that at the end of the day, I'm going to have a conversation with certain people that everybody understands. And it wasn't, sometimes, listen, I have a lot of respect for the person you're talking about.
Right.
Let's be clear.
Right.
I have tremendous respect for him. And and he taught me a lot. Don't get it wrong.
Right.
He taught me a great deal. And so when him and I had that conversation, and they talked about, hey, you could be the first black mayor. You could do this, that, and the third. That's a conversation that him and I had. That's a real conversation that him and I had. Anybody that knows this game knows that at the end of the day, I'm not going to move without a conversation with him. So, yeah, when you say it hurts me a little bit, yeah, it do hurt me a little bit, because it's not as if I did not have that conversation. It's not as if I did not have it. And that's the reality of it. So, yeah, it stings, because I learned a lot from that man. I learned a lot from him, and I have nothing but tremendous respect. When you told me he was sick, I texted him. Just to say, hey, man, I hope you feeling better. Because I'm never going to disrespect somebody that poured a lot in me.
Yes, sir.
But make it clear that at the same time, there's no decision that's going to be made unless I have a conversation with him. And that's always been the case. And anybody close to this business knows exactly that. So that's a reality. But do I have any ill animosity towards him? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Things went awry. I can't tell you what happened. That's a conversation you would have to have with him. But if you're asking me, did I have a conversation with him before? The answer is absolutely yes. You know what I mean? And I'm, in that conversation, it was explained to me that you could be the first. It's not like I went down there to talk to him about it.
Yes, sir.
That's not what I went down there to talk to him about. That's just part of the conversation that occurred when I was down there. So when you say it stings, yeah, it stings. It stings out of respect for him.
Yes, sir.
And I can never say that I wouldn't be where I'm at without him.
I don't want to run out of time.
You understand? But
yes.
That's the question,
yes,
though,
sir,
Marty.
Of course, please.
So I would never do that. But what I'm saying to you is that those conversations have been talked about. I didn't go down there to talk about it. It happened when I was down there.
Mayor, Pittsburghers want to know, and cops want to know, will you pay cops more to hire more cops in this city? And I know you gave them the biggest raise, but they say they need more. Is that possible, sir?
Well, I mean, that's CBA. We got to talk about that when the time comes.
Yeah. Do you need to hire more cops, sir?
Yeah, we went to a 2-year freeze. Marty, you know that. We didn't do the 2-year freeze.
You didn't, sir.
Matter of fact, we've been hiring cops. Well, I think we had 3 or 4 classes already. It takes 18 months to get these, to get the officers to go through the classes. So it takes a minute to get them through, but we didn't put the 2-year freeze on it. And that's why when some people on council be like, well, they need to hire more cops. I agree, but where was you at when they put the 2-year freeze on
sir.
it? Why didn't you speak about hiring more cops then? If you knew that going for a 2-year freeze would be detrimental to the city, you should have never let that go down. Your council. That's the reality right there. So when you got certain members of council saying we need more cops, the 2-year freeze happened under you. We're undoing what you did. So at the end of the day, it's easy for you to be able to say, hey, we need a 2-year freeze. It's like the plumber situation. Y'all had one plumber for decades.
Right.
Decades before I even came on. You know how many fires we put out to make this city better? We continue to do that. We will have a plumber's program. But if y'all knew it was a problem before I came on, why ain't y'all address it then? This is nothing new. We're working on it because we know we got to get a master plumber in order to bring plumbers on. We're working on that. But from the things we worked on, like you said, from a police contract, a fire contract, getting the bridge done in record time, all the things that we accomplished downtown, perception's perception.
Yes,
I get it, man. You respect that. But you can also, I'm going to say it like this. You know that downtown looks better than when I took over.
Yes, sir.
There's no question about it.
Yes, sir.
So everything, homicides down by 27%. Non-fatal shootings down by 14%. We continue to do the thing. More affordable housing now than what was happening before. Everything that we said we were doing, we're doing. And I know that there's a lot of negativity out there from the developers and all that because they feel like I don't want to play ball. No, listen, if you need something from me and I need something from you, that's called a marriage. If that's a marriage, then there's going to be certain things that I ask for and there's going to be certain things that you want. If we can come together, then I don't have no problem doing a deal. But you don't have carte blanche where you're just going to tell me what you're going to do and I'm going to give you taxpayers money and at the end of the day, we're bleeding population instead of building a city for all. No.
Mayor, appreciate you doing this, sir. I really do, man. I appreciate you coming up here. Mayor Ed Gainey, other politicians say no. He doesn't. He's here. He takes on all the issues. Appreciate you, sir. We'll be right back.
All the news you need for your day. Love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Your heart care matters. Trust the experts at UPMC and get your heart screened. You know Oakmont Bakery is my joint, right? So, Summer months, celebrations, right? You got graduation cakes, cookie trays, sandwich platters, cheeseburger, donuts, delicious, cheeseburger-shaped cakes, flag-shaped cupcakes, the American tort, all the same. All I'm telling you, folks, is this is my joint. Everything there is handmade, homemade, fresh, and absolutely amazing at Oakmont Bakery. It's delicious. Check it out.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE.
From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. 73 and overcast at Pittsburgh International. It is 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Joe Biden announced Sunday his withdrawal from the presidential race with the election less than 3.5 months away. The president has endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris, who quickly got the backing of many top Democrats, but not all of them, as CBS's Ed O'Keefe explains.
Some big names held back, including former President Barack Obama, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Governor Josh Shapiro is among the Democrats endorsing Harris. In a statement, Shapiro said the best path forward is to quickly unite behind Harris and refocus on winning the presidency. A recent survey shows a tight race between the former president and the vice president. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the numbers.
According to the Tribune Review, recent polls have shown Harris slightly outperforming Biden in a hypothetical matchup with Trump. A public policy polling survey taken July 17 through the 18th shows Harris 2 points better than Biden among Pennsylvania voters, but still behind Trump 45 to 43%. The same survey shows that by adding Shapiro to a Harris ticket, Pennsylvania voters would support the Democratic duo over Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, 47 to 46%. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
One other note, Vice President Harris is scheduled to speak at the White House at 11:30 this morning. We'll carry her remarks live on News Radio KDKA. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 26 points at 40,365. The S&P is up 218 points now, and the S&P is up 43. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow by New Nordic. Millions of men and women around the world trust Hair Grow. With its patented tocotrienol complex, Hair Grow naturally reduces inflammation in the scalp and is clinically proven to promote new hair growth and increase hair count in as little as 4 months. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
If you are $25, $50, even $100,000 or more in credit card debt, you may be feeling overwhelmed, even embarrassed. Well, stop. That's right. Stop. It's not your fault. Life happens, so don't feel bad. Do something about it. Call Accredited Debt Relief. They're here to help you get out of debt faster and save money every month. So stop delaying. See how much they can save you. Call 855-434-6631. That's 855-434-6631. Program and services not available in all states.
Hey, guys, check this out. Our house is 80 years old. I love it. We have this big picture window in what you would call the formal living room. It needs repaired. It needs replaced. And it needs replaced badly. So I am so happy to know that Universal Windows Direct is coming to the house to take a look. They got this amazing opportunity right now. If you call them, 412-545-6003. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Love it. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Buy 20, get 20 free. In other words, there is no limit. And 0% financing for 60 months. Folks, the windows perform better and last longer. They have this super spacer technology which insulates the windows. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct.
Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, it's Tech Vibe Radio. Join hosts Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Huntington Bank Studios as they bring you a front row seat to Pittsburgh's tech sector.
The Acura Summer Performance is happening now at Spitzer Acura. It's easy to find your perfect Acura in our no-pressure consultative environment. Drive home in a beautifully crafted Acura, full of technology and style that fits into any budget. Plus, every new Spitzer Acura comes with a lifetime warranty at no additional cost. And when it's service time, a complimentary loaner is waiting for you. Elevate your driving experience at Spitzer Acura today.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Acura McMurray.
See dealer for details.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team as they discuss ways to prepare delicious sandwiches featuring boar's head meats. It's the Coons Cooking Hour presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
And try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center in Cranberry Township and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's going on out there, my friend?
All right, some heavy traffic out there, Marty, with the Cordell and Cordell traffic cameras fired up over the Parkway east outbound or eastbound. It looks a little bit like evening rush hour. You're getting into some slower traffic as you round the bend after the Bates Street on-ramp comes up from Oakland. And it's kind of slow and heavy out through the Squirrel Hill tunnels, out past Edgewood Swissvale, out past Wilkinsburg. It kind of breaks up for you when you finally get past that Greensburg Pike exit. Of course, the inbound ride does have the closure of the Wilkinsburg off-ramp. There is a posted detour using the Churchill interchange to get around that and to get down into Wilkinsburg, but leave extra time around that. Extra time it'll cost you for sure on the Parkway West. The traffic there stacks right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp heading into the Fort Pitt tunnels. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. Clouds, some sun, and a high of 83. Remaining humid overnight, some clouds, and a low of 66 degrees. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle. Unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. Paul Alexander here. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3 putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing? It's about your weight. Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major year one. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and the most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving your tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy amongst your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken 180 is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you may give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made in your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
All right, back at it today. Oh, lots going on. Presidential campaign season. Always a ton of news. Right here today, 2 to 6, KDKA, Colin Dunlap.
Marty Griffin. Well, I appreciate the mayor being here. Most of the candidates, most of the politicians that we have gone after from time to time refuse to do that, and he doesn't. I respect that. I just do. And if you don't like that, I don't particularly care. I think we need to hear from him. Whether you like him is irrelevant to me. Whether he's made the changes you want, that's important, actually. Regarding downtown, we could debate it all day. We just could. I find downtown to be kind of a mixed bag. If I'm giving it a grade, and who am I to give grades to downtowns? I'd give it a C-. I think he's right. They have moved some of the homeless encampments. I think he's right. They have made more arrests. We made news there. He is dedicating cops to foot patrol in Market Square. And I respect and admire the Market Square business owners who were in his face last week and said, we need a cop. And he said, all right, here's the cop. Bam, done. I find it amazing in a law and order campaign, which they're trying to portray here, that they don't really have a plan to hire enough cops. But yet he says, and he's right, Peduto did not have 2 classes in a row. It's true. But there are crimes downtown that I can't tolerate and make me very antsy about my daughters going down there, quite frankly, this weekend for Picklesburg, but they did, and there were no incidents. I find it kind of shocking, this situation where this Rivera guy, who is the boyfriend of the assistant to the mayor, and he drives her to work every day. And I'm certainly not picking on her, but this guy has a problem. Arrested 2 times, shot at 2 different people, hit one of them, by the way, along Cherry Way, by the way, the very sketchy area downtown, in a 2-week window. A lot happening today. As a matter of fact, the current director of the Secret Service is getting grilled by Congress. Kimberly Cheadle. Do we have that yet? No. As soon as we get that live, we're going to snag it. We're also going to get Kamala Harris live. The plan right now is 11:30. And we're going to be all over, because I got to do this. I think it's important that I do this. If the election were today, because we've done this, I'm going to do this throughout the day today in brief windows of time. If the election were today, okay, Trump or Harris, if the election were today. Meantime, Mike, thanks for holding, man. Go ahead.
What's up, Marty? Just want to talk about that interview. I know you've been waiting a long time. Respect Mayor Gainey's time as well. I was kind of interested in his one comment about the class of the city being a second class or third class.
Third class.
And what he was looking to do to correct that problem was to increase affordable housing to allow more people to enter the area, correct?
One of his theories, sir.
Okay, so why can't we just make the city more technological like we were on the way to doing under Mayor Peduto to bring in more business, more people?
I don't know what the hell you mean more technological. That's confusing to me. So that's a broad area. Give me an example.
Yeah, just more startups, the startup mentality in Pittsburgh.
Hold on. This is a brilliant observation. And I'll tell you why, because I was in the startup game and actually raised several $1 million from a venture capitalist here in this town. We are one of the worst cities in America right now for venture capitalists, Mike. One of the worst. For various reasons. We don't offer the opportunities in Pennsylvania, not Pittsburgh, that Columbus, Ohio does, for instance, that even Cleveland does. We don't offer the opportunity. The funds aren't here. Right now it has and I'm not defending the mayor, but he has very little to do with how much startup money is in the city of Pittsburgh. But it's a brilliant observation. Go ahead, Tom. Thanks for holding, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was really calling in because of what happened over the weekend with Joe Biden dropping out of the race.
Yeah.
And I just personally think it was Obama, Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer more or less told him. And what I found very strange.
That's cool. Okay, I'm not getting into that right now. I'm not. I appreciate your input. We're going to get to it later, I promise you. Last call on this. Joe, thanks for your patience, brother. Go.
Hey, Marty, how we doing today, bro?
Good, my man.
Interesting conversation there, but, I mean, when is this guy, instead of saying things like, perception, that's a little far away from saying the truth.
Yep.
When what you're discussing is true. And the thing on the police, if their only plan is to drop this psych test to put whoever and whatever in a police uniform, you're going to revert back 100%.
There's that concern. There is that concern.
It was proven that test is the best in the nation.
If you lower the standards, you get cops who aren't as qualified. It's a great observation. We appreciate everybody's input. Right back. Welcome to PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, we do have the usual leftover delays from the morning rush hour. Nothing accident-wise out there. It does give us a chance to talk about a closure for you on Route 837 in Dravosburg. So this is in Allegheny County. It's underway now through 5 p.m. on Wednesday. You'll find that 837 will be closed because of railroad track replacement work. 837 closed between the Duquesne-McKeesport Bridge and the intersection with McClure Street. Not that entire area. But there aren't a lot of cross streets there, so that's why the reference is that way. This closure is actually a little bit closer to the intersection with McClure, but it's certainly causing some delays there. You want to leave time to get around the posted detour. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance. Just giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh, you mean like when I let someone with less groceries go ahead in line? Sure, there's a part of me that thinks, if you only need 3 things, maybe go to a convenience store next time. And now they're sifting through coupons and my frozen foods are about to be not frozen.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
So you know, a lot going on in this area. A congressional committee right now is in Butler, right now at the scene of the shooting, the attempted assassination of Trump. They're there right now. this congressional committee that's investigating this shooting, and they're doing their own investigation, and they're starting with the site of the shooting in Butler County, and they're there right now. All right? Meantime, this is the head of the Secret Service. She's being grilled right now by Congress. Listen.
I recognize the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Mr. Turner from Ohio.
Director Cheadle, your opening statement indicates that the Secret Service constructed a security plan for the site in Pennsylvania. I'm assuming that security plan would also include the security footprint for the site, but it also would be based upon a threat assessment for the threats associated with Donald Trump and the crowd in attendance. Would it not include a threat assessment?
Yes, it would.
So that threat assessment, as we know, basically would have started with, there's a generalized threat against Donald Trump because he is a presidential candidate. Then it would have gone to, he's a former president, and he gets security coverage just as Bush, Clinton, Carter, and Obama do. And then you also have the heightened political environment. Even for those, it's clear that the security footprint, that the threat assessment was insufficient, which permitted that a 20-year-old to actually enter with a weapon and shoot Donald Trump. But I want to ask you about two other aspects of the threat assessment. It is known and public that Iran is a threat risk for Donald Trump. They're a threat risk for John Bolton, former Secretary of State Pompeo, and Donald Trump, because they have indicated they want to assassinate them as a result of retaliation for the killing of Soleimani. That is both for Iran a generalized threat. They're targeting these individuals, but also most recently a specific threat to Donald Trump himself. Now, I want to enter into the record by UC a Department of Justice Public Affairs release, a CNN article, an article from Fox News, and an article from CBS, all of which acknowledge
without objection to order
that this threat exists for Donald Trump from Iran, and that there are specific threats most recently that have been acknowledged. Director Cheadle, have you read the intelligence of the generalized threat to Donald Trump by Iran as a result of their desire to retaliate for the killing of Soleimani?
I have.
Have you read or been briefed about the intelligence of the specific recent threat to Donald Trump from Iran?
Yes, I have.
Director Wray, when we were getting our briefing, indicated that he thought the threat assessment should have included this threat from Iran. Is it your testimony today that the threat assessment, since you've read this intelligence, was sufficient to protect him from this threat from Iran?
My testimony today is that the information that we had at the time was known.
Was it sufficient? Director Cheadle, was it sufficient for the Iranian threat that you said you have read the intelligence briefings for?
That information was passed to...
Well, I'm not asking the bureaucratic issue of who did it get passed around to. Director Cheadle, was it sufficient for the specific and generalized threat to Donald Trump's life from Iran?
Yes, I do believe it was.
Director Cheadle, is an Iranian assassin more capable than a 20-year-old?
Sir, I think we've acknowledged that there was gaps and a failure that day.
When I raised this issue with Director Wray, he was incensed. He was shocked that the threat assessment of Iran did not seem to be, as we and I discussed, baked in to your security footprint and your threat assessment. And he went on to say that the generalized threat that he has told the whole country that we are under from a potential terrorist threat. He has said we're under the highest threat level since 9/11, that the lights are flashing red. And he has specifically indicated that people have crossed the southern border as a result of the Biden administration's policy, and that there are in our country today terrorists and individuals who are affiliated with terrorist groups and organizations. That would be a heightened threat environment, Director Cheadle, would it not?
Yes.
In his public statements, he has said he is making these statements because he wants people to take them into consideration in threat assessments, specifically. Mm-hmm. Now, that would be a threat not just to Donald Trump, but it would also be a threat to the crowd there, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Are ISIS terrorists and al-Qaeda terrorists and international groups and terrorists more capable than a 20-year-old in pulling off their mass shooting or an assassination of Donald Trump?
Sir, again, there was clearly a breakdown and a failure that day.
Have you read the intelligence of the terrorists that are currently in the United States that Director Wray speaks and those individuals that are here that are affiliated with terrorist groups and organizations that are in the process, as Director Bray said, of representing a significant threat of a terrorist attack occurring in the United States.
I have read reports that apply specifically to the Secret Service's mission.
Director Cheadle, because Donald Trump is alive, and thank God he is, you look incompetent. If Donald Trump had been killed, you would have looked culpable. There is no aspect of this that indicates that there has been any protection to Donald Trump. The threat was identified before he took the stage, and the shooter was only killed after Donald Trump himself was killed. Not only should you resign, if you refuse to do so, President Biden needs to fire you, because his life, Donald Trump's life, and all the other people which you protect are at risk because you have no concept of the aspect that the security footprint needs to be correlated to the threat. I yield back.
Chair now recognizes Mr. Lynch from Massachusetts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Cheadle, there were multiple security failures at the former president's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. First of all, there was a failure to isolate the podium from exposure to direct fire. Do we know who made that decision to allow that rooftop to remain as an unprotected area? Do we know who came up with that security plan that omitted that?
Sir, I don't have a specific person to identify for you.
Okay, well, that's what I'm looking for. So let's move on. There's also a breakdown in security in failure to confront the shooter over an hour before the former president began his remarks, when the shooter was identified as a person of interest. What particularly allowed agents or law enforcement to identify him as a person of interest?
So I appreciate the question. And again, I will say that we are 9 days out, and there are a multitude of interviews that are still taking place.
Okay, so did he have a rangefinder? There were some reports that the individual had a rangefinder. That would certainly raise my suspicion. Did he have a rangefinder?
Yes, he did. But may I explain that at a number of our sites, especially when you're at outdoor venues, a rangefinder is not a prohibited item. It is sometimes an item that is brought in by individuals who are going to be in the back.
Did anybody confront him on that? Anybody ask him questions? What are you doing with the rangefinder? Anybody confront him on his presence where he was in proximity to the president?
So again, to my knowledge, I believe that was the process that was taking place, was to locate the individual.
Did they confront him? Did they go up to him? Did they talk to him?
I do not have those details at this time.
Those are important details. There was also a failure to communicate between law enforcement to act quickly upon information provided by either local law enforcement or rally attendees that the suspect was positioned on the roof. There were minutes of delay before any meaningful action was taken, even though he was several hundred feet from the podium, and this was obviously minutes before the shooting. Let me ask you, there was considerable delay in...
Wow. They're going hard and heavy at the director of the Secret Service. You should resign. Biden should fire you. Because the president was only, the former president was only shot, you look compliant. If he was killed, you would be culpable. Wow. Right back.
What will you do when your home loses power? Stop waiting for the utility company to restore power. Prevent unpredictable outages with a standby Honeywell home generator by Generac from AirPro Heating and Cooling. Control your home's power and protect your family from power disruptions, unsafe situations, and inconvenience. Call someone you know. Call the home generator experts at AirPro Heating and Cooling today. 800-749-0642. Learn how easy and affordable home power protection is from your friends at AirPro. Pro.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
So, I was at Diamonds Direct on Saturday. I have never been in a business that cares more about people. The way they approach you. So these couples are in there. And they're looking at engagement rings. One of them has a little glass of wine. One of them has a little glass of champagne. And they treat you like family. On one. In the pricing, I have never, ever been in a situation where I've seen greater value in something that means so much to people. In the convenience, the store, by the way, is gorgeous. Right there on McKnight Road, right at the entrance to the Ross Park Mall. Right at the entrance to the Ross Park Mall. Diamonds Direct. Personalized care. Amazing pricing. Convenient location. The best business I've ever been around in my life that deals with something so important. Diamonds. Diamonds Direct.
101 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Offered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
He's live on the free Odyssey app. From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Rain showers are moving in from the southwest. It's 74 at Pittsburgh International, 11 o'clock now. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Democrats are rallying behind Vice President Kamala Harris after President Joe Biden exited the race Sunday and endorsed her. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has reaction.
Congresswoman Summer Lee says we have no time to waste in a post to X, formerly known as Twitter. Ms. Lee thanked the president for doing what he believed was best for the country. Lee goes on to say, quote, "We need to unify and move forward to defeat Trump and fascism in November. That's why I endorse and encourage unity behind Vice President Kamala Harris. What's at stake for communities like mine isn't abstract," end quote. Now speculation swirls about who the former California senator could choose for a potential running mate if she becomes the party's nominee. Harris raised $49.6 million in grassroots donations for her campaign on Sunday. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
KDKA TV political editor John Delano calls Mr. Biden's withdrawal from the presidential race a game changer.
Did not want to choose between two old men. They really did not want a rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And with Joe Biden's decision to get out of the race, you now have a 59-year-old. She's also a woman.
Delano was a guest on the Big K Morning Show. Harris could announce a running mate before the convention. CBS News contributor and former White House correspondent Peter Mayer.
The speculation on a Harris running mate is just all over the place. Democrats seem to be coalescing around the idea that she needs someone from one of the battleground states, maybe one of the governors, maybe the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, maybe Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, not exactly a battleground state, but he has a proven track record of winning in a Republican state.
Shapiro is among the Democrats endorsing Harris. In a statement, he says the best path forward for the Democratic Party is to quickly unite behind her and refocus on winning the presidency. New this hour, a vehicle pulled from the Allegheny River in Oakmont over the weekend belongs to Janet Walsh, a Shaler woman missing almost 5 years. Allegheny County Police say human remains were found inside the Chevy Trax pulled from the river near California Avenue in Oakmont around 5:15 last night. The remains have yet to be identified by the medical examiner. Walsh was 70 at the time she disappeared in January 2020. She was supposed to meet her daughter for dinner. Walsh's cell phone was found at her home, but her silver Chevy Trax was missing. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is up 164 points at 40,452. The Nasdaq up 224 points, and the S&P is up 52. KDKA Sports, the Pirates' six-game winning streak ended on Sunday with a 6-0 loss to the Phillies. Mitch Keller will start for the Bucks tonight as they open a 3-game series with St. Louis. And Xander Schauffele won the British Open with a final round 65. This is Schauffele's second major win this year. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, making life better one roof at a time. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. Time to call Metropolitan Windows and save 20% off their full line of exclusive Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. Call 412-655-8411. Skies are overcast. We're getting some showers moving in now. It's 74 at Pittsburgh International. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
This summer, take a trip down memory lane with me and hear from the legends of baseball. I'm Brett Boone from the Brett Boone Podcast. Every week I have a conversation with one of baseball's greats to talk about the glory days and reflect on today's game. Randy Johnson, Pete Rose, Deion Sanders, Jay Buhner, Albert Bell, and Goose Gossage. They've all shared their wisdom with stories of their playing days. To hear who's next, follow and listen to the Brett Boone Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So, I was on the phone yesterday with Julian Gray. We've become good friends. He's an elder law attorney. I met him, became very close when my parents passed, and he took over our state. Had the whole family sitting in his office, made a tremendous difference in our lives. I was talking to him yesterday about how important it is to get an elder law attorney like the folks at Julian Gray and Associates involved. I'll tell you why. Major tax implications, major health care implications, major input you need from an expert, a true insider like Julian Gray and his folks that made a massive difference in the lives of the Griffin family. It's never too late to do this. It's never too late to plan your estate, but do it as soon as possible. Julian Gray, grayelderlaw.com, grayelderlaw.com. I'm telling you, folks, they did a wondrous job for the Griffin family. 412-458-6000, grayelderlaw.com. Welcome to PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up out there?
All right, what's up is an accident. This is on the Bluff. Marty, if you're traveling on the Boulevard of the Allies heading into downtown, you're getting into heavy traffic as soon as you exit from the Parkway East or take the ramps coming out of Oakland. That's because of an accident on the boulevard near the intersection with Marion Street. Also, you have outbound rubbernecking delays past that accident scene, and it's backing the Boulevard of the Allies onto I-579 Crosstown Boulevard there. In Elizabeth Township, crews are on the scene of an accident at the intersection of Mansfield and Ridge Roads, and in Squirrel Hill, Hobart Street near Murdoch Street. Do watch out for crews checking out reports of wires down in that area. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon and evening will bring a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Clouds break for a little sunshine, high 83. Remaining muggy with some clouds and a low of 66 overnight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Summer is here, and it's time for adventure. There's no better way to start your summer than with a brand new Subaru Outback from Bowser Subaru. During Bowser Subaru's summer sales event, you can drive away in a 2024 Subaru Outback with incredible savings like 2.9% APR for 72 months. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find the perfect Outback for your summer adventures. Dealer doc fee of $464 applies with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends July 31st. Now that's the power of Bowser. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Hey, guys, check this out. Our house is 80 years old. I love it. We have this big picture window in what you would call the formal living room. It needs repaired. It needs replaced. And it needs replaced badly. So I am so happy to know that Universal Windows Direct is coming to the house to take a look. They got this amazing opportunity right now. If you call them, 412-545-6003. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Love it. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Buy 20, get 20 free. In other words, there is no limit. And 0% financing for 60 months. Folks, the windows perform better and last longer. They have this super spacer technology which insulates the windows. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Did you miss this week's Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers? Log on to the Allegheny Health Network website to listen to your favorite Medical Frontier show. Visit ahn.org/Medical Frontiers podcast and look for your favorite Medical Frontiers show.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Man, it's getting ugly in Washington. Lawmakers right now are just all over Kimberly Cheadle. She's testifying right now before the House Oversight Committee about the assassination attempt against Trump. Let's jump in on that again. We ready? Take it.
Night before, do you have any information at all as to when the letter got there?
I would like to be able to answer those questions. The FBI is still conducting an investigation.
How did the rifle get to the roof?
Again, sir, at this time, I'm unable to answer questions to provide clarity.
Have they cleaned the roof since the assassination attempt?
Have they cleaned the roof?
Right. Has anything been done to the roof? Is it just like it was, 10 days ago, or not? Has anything been done to the roof?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. Were President Trump's normal agents normally assigned to him there that day?
Yes.
These were the same agents that were always there?
Yes, right? Sir. The people that are assigned to his detail were working on that day.
Okay, there's stuff on the internet that says they were not there that day, but these are the same agents who are routinely there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we know which agents fired the shots?
Okay, as this evolves, we're going to stay in on that, but I also want to bring in the man himself, Ron Layton, who has served 4 presidents and who is paying very close attention to what happened this morning. Good morning, brother. How are you?
Thanks for having me back on, Katie.
Man, they're ripping into her. One of the senators said, you look incompetent just because he was shot. If he was killed, you would be culpable. You should resign, and Biden needs to fire you. I know you're listening. Your assessment so far, and how important is this, sir, that we hear from her?
Well, it's important. I think it's an uphill battle, primarily because when you got a matter of truly international significance, there was a good amount of time up until this day. I mean, we've gotten into the habit, if there's a mass shooting anywhere in the country in the morning, later that day, you oftentimes see the mayor or the chief or both that will give you preliminary information. And people understand that the preliminary fact pattern is oftentimes inaccurate. But when you lead an agency, it's important to get in front of the American people quite rapidly. We all saw a press conference that was in Butler with the FBI. The FBI has nothing to do with protective operations other than on occasion providing intelligence assessments to the service. But the point is, the state police were there, the FBI was there, and there was no Secret Service presence. And so it makes one wonder, hey, where are you guys? What do you know? Why aren't you telling the American people something? So it is important to get in front of people, and at least from a preliminary standpoint, say, this is what I have, this is what I know. Even if later it's determined to be inaccurate, people want to know what you knew at the time.
She says there were gaps in a failure that day and a breakdown. Is that accurate, sir?
Marty, it's completely accurate. One of the things that I've talked to you about is that former presidential details are not staffed at the same level. And what that really means is that you don't have the same capability. There is a large focus on what happened with that roof. And one of the earlier comments from the director is that the roof was sloped and it was a safety issue and we didn't want to put people there. I quite frankly didn't understand that as an answer, and certainly not a justification. But this is going to come down to two things: protocols and resources. And those two things are inextricably linked. It's the management of those two items. And when you don't have enough people, then that means you don't have the same capability. When you don't have enough people, the Secret Service has a tendency to shift these responsibilities to others. And while you can do that, I get it. Secret Service could never accomplish this mission on its own. The problem is when something goes wrong, it's likely something that the service should have done itself.
Does she survive this, brother?
She may not. President Obama fired a Secret Service director. President Trump fired a Secret Service director and an FBI director. She may not.
Can you hang, sir?
Yeah, I can.
All right, man. He's tuned into the hearing. We'll grab the hearing as soon as we get back. Great insight. From the PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up out there?
All right, Marty, we have an accident. Crews responding to reports of it. This at the southern end or the McKeesport end of the Duquesne-McKeesport Bridge. Do watch out for crews headed to the scene there. On the other side of the bridge on Route 837 in Dravosburg, you will find crews on the scene doing railroad track replacement. This is happening round the clock through 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So 837 is closed in that area, kind of near the intersection with McClure Street. There aren't a ton of cross streets in that area, but it's closed in that area, and so it makes traveling between the Duquesne-McKeesport Bridge and the intersection with McClure impossible, so leave extra time to get around that. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. After the attempted assassination on former President Trump, the coalition We the Veterans released a statement that has now been backed by prestigious veteran organizations like AMVETS and the VFW. Executive Director Ellen Gustafson shares more.
We also have heard, across many different media platforms, that there is this incredible division in our country. And in many ways, continuing to hear that and continuing to hear about the anger foments that anger. And so we thought, this is a moment where people like us who know have to take a stand to say violence is not acceptable in our political process.
Jon Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend JK, the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. JK delivers. Great stuff.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Kia's low summer payments are bringing the heat across our 500 vehicle inventory. New 24 Kia Forte LXS, $199 a month for 24 months with a grand due at signing. New 24 Kia Seltos S, $215 a month for 24 months with $2,000 due at signing. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. North Huntington and Wexford, PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShortKeyKia.com. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 7/31/24.
Ted Starmack with Rhino Shield Pittsburgh. A frequent question I get, I have aluminum siding and the surface is powdery. Will Rhino Shield stick to that? Yes, it will. Our primer etches through the surface to bond to the metal below. It gives us a substantial outer layer for our ceramic top coat to bind with. With 1,500 colors available, restore your home without downgrading to vinyl and save money too. Call 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-744-6641.
Here's your Chill on Money question of the day.
Donna from New Jersey asks, you always say that you want those in or approaching retirement to have 1 or 2 years of emergency expenses in cash. But if you've got guaranteed sources of income in retirement, pensions and Social Security, why the need for so much cash? Okay, Donna, if you've got a big fat pension, then I tend to agree. It doesn't need to be 2 years. 1 year is probably fine. But at the same time, don't underestimate having that liquidity, that access to money, especially if something bad were to happen.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love? Flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Come join our growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Building owners, my friends at NASCO Roofing, they're experts in replacing flat roofs for commercial, industrial, and residential buildings. With many flat roof material choices, you want NASCO's experienced pros on your roof. Benefit from their experience and their lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Call NASCO Roofing today for a free flat roof estimate. 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. NASCO Roofing, spelled NASCO, the region's flat roof expert.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's the 37th annual National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame, inviting you to celebrate this year's awardees Monday, August 5th at the Lamont, including Coach of the Year Dom Pecora, along with Dr. Daniel Strinkowski, Silvio Pasalacqua, Chuck Lucci, John Galuska, and Hall of Fame inductees Dan Cardone and Joe Murin, plus Man of the Year Rocco Florio. For tickets, call 724-691-6125.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, let's jump in that hearing. I also have Ron Layton. We're going to grab him. Let's jump. They're grilling the Secret Service director right now. Listen in.
Secret Service did not sweep the building. The shooter was used to shoot President Trump and other attendees. Is that true or false?
So we are conducting a mission insurance investigation and will depend on the information that we obtain from our investigations.
Okay. The Secret Service knew there was a suspicious person anywhere from 8 minutes before President walked on stage to 30 to 60 minutes. We have different reports. Was President Trump or his team notified of the threat?
I think there's a difference and a distinction between suspicious
person
and threat.
Yeah.
So we are going back and looking at communications to know when the information about a suspicious person was passed to Secret Service personnel.
Okay, but was President Trump or his team notified?
Again, we are going back and looking to make sure that we have the exact information of when those notifications were made and who those notifications were made to.
Okay. I think it's troubling for a lot of us that the number one question everyone in America is wondering is why was the roof left open? And after 9 days, we should at least maybe have a little bit of that information. And when you come to this committee hearing and you don't have anything to say about that, it's very, very troubling. Did you review the security plan for this event?
I personally do not review security plans for events that take place across the country.
Any of them?
We have a number of events that
Who's
take
the
place.
top level official who reviews the security plans?
I want to turn it down a little bit, please. And I want to grab Ron Layton. Is she being evasive? Is she being honest that she doesn't know all this stuff? Tell me where she's at, Ron. How's she doing?
So she is in a bit of a difficult spot because she's found herself in that law enforcement kind of paradigm when there is an ongoing investigation, agencies typically don't want to answer questions. And that's probably not going to fly for an event like this because many of these questions, she's going to have information about already. 9 days is a long time.
There's no question. She knows the stuff she's being asked. There's no question. Come on.
No, she does. I mean, she was an operational agent. Look, I know Kim very well. We were deputy assistant directors together. So she's got intimate knowledge of protective operations. What she could do that she's not doing, and I think the American public would appreciate and understand it, even if there is an error. She could say, preliminarily, this is the fact pattern that I have now. Please understand that it may change during the course of the investigation and certainly the outcome, but this is what I know now. Because this is not just describing what happened and what the failures were to the American public, but this is also giving some level of insight, of course, without giving up anything classified, as to what happened, what protocols were enacted, and what protocols weren't. In other words, why weren't there canines there? Right. Why weren't there drones there? Why didn't we have a more robust counter-surveillance piece? This whole thing with the building, I mean, there's a big elephant in the room here.
Yeah, and then they ask her about the ladder and the gun and the drone, and I can't tell you the FBI's on that. That's not exactly a lie because she knows those answers right now. She knows.
Well, she's got more information than she is, giving the public.
And you think what? She should protect that information or she should tell the public, sir?
Oh no, this is not. Listen, this is 43 years is the last time that something like this happened. And there's a reason why that these things don't happen on a more frequent basis. Secret Service protocols work, but they only work when you've got appropriate personnel to make them work. They didn't have enough people. Obviously, that roof should have been staffed by Secret Service people.
Right.
It wasn't. I have never in my career, and I don't know how many of these things I've done, Marty, but I did them all over the world. And she's talking about signing off on security surveys and this and that and the other thing, the minutia of these things. All of that minutia that she's talking about, I have done all of those jobs as she did. In my career, I have never, ever heard of a tactical team, particularly a sniper team, that decided to secure a building from the inside. Ever. That doesn't happen. And to be honest, I am okay with that, provided there is a secondary plan where you don't allow access to the roof. That's the central question.
Big screw up. Ron Layton, thanks, brother. You're the absolute best.
Thanks, Marty. Be well.
All right, my man.
Whether you own a local business or a global one. You know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, Pittsburgh's custom window treatment leader for over 60 years. Free shop at home service, huge selection of blinds and drapery fabrics, factory direct prices. Call 412-665-4900 or visit lachinadrapery.com.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Voss TV and Appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several other appliances. They've been to Larry's house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Voss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Voss TV and Appliance. Big brands. Reliable delivery and service. And the lowest prices in town guaranteed. Trust Voss. 412-650-VOSS. 412-650-VOSS.
Visit the Strand Theater in Zillionople for a weekend of live and cinematic excellence, inspired by the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain. See one of the top Prince tribute acts in the country, Purple Madness, live on stage. Saturday only. On Friday and Sunday, it's the groundbreaking film, Purple Rain, back on the big screen in 39-speaker surround sound. For details, call 724-742-0400 or visit thestrandtheater.org.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's raining, 74 at Pittsburgh International at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Joe Biden announced Sunday his withdrawal from the presidential race with the election less than 3.5 months away. Now, the president has endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris, who quickly got the backing of many top Democrats, but not all of them, as CBS's Ed O'Keefe explains.
Some big names held back, including former President Barack Obama, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
A recent survey shows a tight race between former President Trump and Vice President Harris. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has that.
According to the Tribune Review, recent polls have shown Harris slightly outperforming Biden in a hypothetical matchup with Trump. A public policy polling survey taken July 17 through the 18th shows Harris 2 points better than Biden among Pennsylvania voters, but still behind Trump 45 to 43%. The same survey shows that by adding Shapiro to a Harris ticket, Pennsylvania voters would support the Democratic duo over Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, 47 to 46%. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
And the vice president is scheduled to speak at the White House at this hour. We'll be carrying her remarks live when they begin here on News Radio KDKA. 2 women were wounded early today in a Lawrenceville shooting. Police were informed around 4 a.m. a woman arrived at a hospital with a gunshot wound to the chest. She was in critical condition and told officers she was shot at 42nd and Butler Streets. A short time later, a second woman was dropped off at another hospital with a grazed wound to the arm. She was also wounded at 42nd and Butler. Witnesses told police an argument inside a business moved outside before the shooting, and now police are looking for a third woman accused of wounding the others. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is up 42 points at 40,329. The NASDAQ ahead 116. The S&P up 27. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
The Renegades. The Jukebox Heroes. Foreigner. With very special guest, Sean Waite. July 31st, the Pavilion at Star Lake.
Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Sticks and Border, the Renegades and Jukebox Heroes Tour.
It can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money into this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call today to speak to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. Call 888-379-1486. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. So don't delay. Call right now. 888-379-1486. 888-379-1486.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right. Well, rain moving through the area, of course, folks. If the headlights are on and the wipers are on, well, definitely you want to make sure you're taking your time out there. A little bit of heavy traffic on the Parkway East in both directions, where we want to remind you that the Wilkinsburg off-ramp exit 78B is now closed until late August. There is a posted detour. Do leave extra time, and it involves using the Churchill exit as part of your route to get onto Route 8 and head into Wilkinsburg. Our next AAA traffic on the fives. Well, with AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
More clouds than sun this afternoon and evening with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 83. Some clouds and humid, low 66 overnight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. Paul Alexander here. Sick of that slice? Tired of those three putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing? It's about your weight. Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major year one. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and the most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving your tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy amongst your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken 180 is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you may give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made in your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Celebrate America with a clean home and a sizzling Get Marty July special from my friends at Coit. Save 35% off all Coit cleaning services, carpets, rugs, drapes, much more. Folks have trusted this wonderful company, Coit Cleaning, for more than 50 years. No one has been in Pittsburgh and more Pittsburgh homes than Coit. Appointments to save 35% off at all Coit services are limited, folks. Call 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
All right, back at it today. Oh, lots going on. Presidential campaign season, always a ton of news. Right here today, 2 to 6, KDKA, Colin Dunlap.
All right, a lot of moving targets. So Kamala Harris is supposed to make an appearance at the White House. As soon as we see her appear, we will snatch it up. Number two, congressional hearing right now underway. They're going after the director of the Secret Service big time. Do you have that? Let's grab that again. We have Ron Layton on hold.
Okay. Well, I think it's fair to say the Overwatch failed because the shooter got up on the roof and stayed there for a while, and people had pointed him out. So do you think that your Overwatch was a failure in that case?
I think that we need to know the full details to understand how this occurred.
And why was the rooftop left naked to begin with? Can you tell us that, considering it was within the line of sight and so very close?
Again, I can't speak to the specifics of this particular event site, but what I can tell you is that when the Secret Service develops an advanced plan, they take into account a number of factors when they're building their advance. If there are buildings or areas of concern, and Overwatch is one of those mitigations that they want to put in place, then they will cover off areas of responsibility.
I understand.
Hold on, I got to grab Ron on this, Ron Layton on this. This is why I love him. My brother, you are so far ahead of this. She's saying what you have said. In essence, that wasn't our job. In essence, we gave that, and tell me if I'm wrong here, sir, translate for me. She's basically saying, we gave that building to another entity, right? Is that what she's saying, sir?
What she's saying, she's being very careful because this is a very odd position to be in because she does not want to blame local, and she's right about this aspect of it. She doesn't want to blame another entity for something that the Secret Service had inadequate resources for. If I was her, I would phrase it that way. But Marty, this is the central question that I told you about, I don't know, 30 minutes after this happened.
You did. Yeah.
So I have worked tactics for a long time. If you're on a roof, you've got complete situational awareness. So what this team did was they decided to go inside the building. Why would you go from 360 situational awareness to at least 180 being on the second floor and looking out the window?
Oh, no, sir.
So I would want to know what were the factors involved in that decision. That's what I've told you.
Yep.
Is that I have never, ever seen a sniper team deploy inside a building. Okay. It's not what they do.
No.
So again, and I want to make sure that I'm not just being critical, I'm saying this. I'd be okay with that, provided you have an adequate plan to make sure that no one else can get to the roof.
Yeah.
And that's part of this as a problem. And again, this is resourcing. And I told you, and I told many others, they wouldn't have missed this. So what you're telling me is that there was some deviation to the plan. What was the deviation? It's likely an environmental factor rather than an administrative movement. What does that mean? It means it was too hot out.
Wow. So
my point is, and Marty, again, that's fine. There were 240 heat-related medicals that day, and rooftops are hot. But you got to remember, snipers live on rooftops.
Nice.
That's what those guys do. Again, if you want to call an audible on game day, again, that's fine, provided you put in place resources. There you go.
Hold on a second. Let's jump back in. Jump back into the hearing.
Attrition area.
And I see her coming down the stairs, Kamala Harris, so she jumps up to the podium. Just grab that too.
Chair now recognizes Mr. Sessions from Texas.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I join in the calls of all of our members to say thank you for doing this hearing on a bipartisan basis. Director, I'm not going to sit here and say you ought to resign, but I am going to say that you have not given us confidence that you have the ability to understand what happened, to take the responsibility in terms of understanding. You've spent a number of years. How many years do you say you've been with the agency?
29.
Well, I spent 16 years with AT&T, moved 7 times with them, and had a really good feel about their operations, how they worked, what was acceptable, who was responsible. And I've heard you say today numbers of times, well, you've got to wait. Well, you've got to wait.
Yeah.
Wait for the final report.
She does.
When is the final going to happen? I mean, how long do we have to wait before you can give us credible answers? You've been there 28 years. You've had a few days to be able to draw your own analysis of this.
Yes.
You should understand the entire process.
Love this guy.
Talked about being on the team, perhaps in Georgia. You have talked about your experience in this. You've talked about the professional nature of the agency. That I don't doubt. But the director, just like it was when I ran my operations at AT&T, was responsible for making sure they worked. And in business, either works or it doesn't work. There's no in between. It either works or it does not work.
Right on.
And your job as the, in essence, administrator, the
Let's grab
director,
Ron Layton real
is
quick.
to make sure.
Well, so Ron, she's being. We're not going to hear the whole story today, clearly. Then why the hell did she do this, sir?
Because likely that she was forced to.
Yeah.
And again, this is one of those situations where in the midst of an ongoing investigation, you're going to get very limited information. But for this kind of a thing, this kind of international event that, again, has not occurred in 43 years. And here's the other thing. The reason that it hasn't occurred is because the protocols are effective when you've got appropriate personnel to make them effective. It ends up looking like, and people will say, well, if you weren't going to tell us,
why are you here?
Why are you there?
Because the boss ordered me here. And by the way, my man, I've been around feds my whole life. They're all like this. They all say they can't tell you. That's how they live. Their whole career is based on, I can't tell you.
Marty, the issue is that there's so much information. This is not like the Zapruder film.
Nice.
Everybody had an iPhone.
Nice.
So everybody is asking that same question. People were yelling. I heard a bunch of shots.
Yep.
There were 8 shots that were discharged by the shooter. I don't know if that piece of the hearing has come out yet, but 8 shots that are protect you is unacceptable, obviously.
But clearly, they didn't cover that roof, and she's not going to tell us why. Ron Layton, brother.
You heard why.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marty.
It was hot. Hot. Thank you. Ron Layton is amazing. And we're waiting on Kamala Harris. As soon as she jumps up to the podium here at the White House, we'll snag her. From the PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, Power Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, we do have, with the rain, some heavier delays now on a couple of the Pittsburgh roadways. Parkway East inbound is slow from Edgewood, Swissvale down to the Squirrel Hill tunnels. On the outbound ride, you have a little bit of delay as you come past the Squirrel Hill interchange on the outbound or eastbound ride. Parkway West inbound is still heavy for you on the front side of Green Tree Hill, stacking at the top of the hill as you head down into the Golden Triangle. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, we're going to go to the White House. They're having it's NCAA related, but this will be the first time we hear from Kamala Harris since Biden stepped down. And there's a bunch of potential Harris vice presidential picks. Right in the middle of it, our governor, Josh Shapiro. Is she talking yet? I can't see.
Already, yes. You may clap. In one term, he has already surpassed the legacy of most presidents who have served 2 terms in office. And I first came to know President Biden through his son, Beau. We worked together as attorneys general in our states, and back then, Beau would often tell me stories about his dad. He would talk about the kind of father and the kind of man that Joe Biden is. The qualities that Bo revered in his father are the same qualities that I have seen every day in our president. His honesty, his integrity, his commitment to his faith and his family, his big heart, and his love, deep love of our country. And I am firsthand witness that every day our President Joe Biden fights for the American people, and we are deeply, deeply grateful for his service to our nation.
Kamala Harris speaking at the White House.
On behalf of our President and Dr. Biden, I am honored to welcome all of you to the White House to celebrate the achievements of these great athletes. Every one of them is a national champion. A national champion. In America, tens of millions of people play a sport as a child, and the best of the best grow up to become national champions. Here today, we have 7 undefeated teams, 11 repeat champions, and 20 first-time winners. Some of you have represented our nation on the international stage in World Cups and World Championships. And later this month, 6 of you will represent our nation at the 2024 Olympics in Paris. As members of Team USA, you are ambassadors for our nation, and with pride we will cheer you on. And we look forward to congratulating you when you bring home the gold.
Kamala Harris speaking at the White House.
So to all of our athletes, I know it was not easy to make it to this moment. Each of you has faced challenges and obstacles, and you have endured. You have fought back and fought through. By doing so, you demonstrated that true greatness requires more than skill. It requires grit and determination. You all know what it means to commit and to persevere. And you know what it means to count on teammates. During the course of a long season, sports teams become a family. You rely on each other. You develop relationships that will last a lifetime. And you make the people around you better in every way. And when you play, you inspire people across our nation. You remind all of us what can be achieved with hard work and ambition. And of course, none of you made it here alone. Today you are surrounded by the people who stood by you every step of this journey. The folks who support you on and off the field, your friends, your family members, your coaches, your trainers, and teachers who for years have cheered you on. So today, again, let us give them a round of applause. And in conclusion, I say to our athletes, congratulations again on all you have accomplished, and good luck on all that is to come. Wherever you all go from here, you will always, and know this, you will always be champions, and we will always be so proud of you. And so now it is my honor to welcome to the stage Jordan Dudley, who plays on the Florida State University women's soccer team and our U20 women's national team. Please welcome Jordan.
Kamala Harris at the White House, talking for the first time since Mr. Biden, the president, stepped down. She has not mentioned at all her running for president at all. But as soon as she does, we'll take it. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Oops. Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill. Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
We're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
So we are, by definition, a Bowser family. Let me explain. We have four Bowser cars, and there's discussion of 5. Let me think. We have 2 Subarus. We have a Buick my wife drives, and I have a Genesis. My brother Larry drives a Genesis. Probably the coolest car I've driven in 20 years. Seriously amazing. So we had a fender bender. One of my teenage daughters had a fender bender, and the part wasn't available to fix it. This is a true story. The Bowsers sent a guy out of state to get the part and bring it back to Pittsburgh to fix the car. I'm telling you, beyond the expertise when you buy the car, behind this whole idea of it's a great car company, it's a great family that really takes care of people, that really makes sure that you're the number one priority. I've seen it. Come on, we have a fleet of them, and every single time they do a hell of a job. Bowser, the best.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Paul Alexander here, and yes, once again, we seem to be in the middle of a heat wave. Did you know Renewal by Anderson's replacement windows can help keep your home cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter? It's because the right kind of glass can make a huge difference. Their Smart Sun glass meets performance standards in all climates, and their frames are made of Fibrex material. It's warranted not to warp or crack, so weather-tight seals stay weather-tight. This month at Renewal by Anderson, they're offering their Mega Flash deal. Buy one window, entry or patio door, and when you buy 4 or more, you get the next one 50% off. Plus, great payment plans are able to help make your project more affordable. Call by July 31st. Call 412-448-9090. That's 412-448-9090. 412-448-9090. For the offer and warranty details, visit renewalbyanderson.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its head-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Mom, it's school shopping time.
On it. Ooh, Target has select supplies like crayons and glue sticks for 25 cents, plus markers for 50 cents.
Next, my new Rockstar vibe means new clothes.
Ooh, totally. These graphic tees are $6 and meant to last.
And a strawberry lunch bag to match my sweet personality.
Got it. And it's only $5. Let's get your favorite Good and Gather snacks. They're now at a new lower price.
Best team ever.
When it comes to low prices, Target has your back to school.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Nippon Steel Corp has hired a former Secretary of State during the Trump administration to help it close the deal to acquire United States Steel Corp. Mike Pompeo will advise Nippon Steel on strategy in its $14.9 billion acquisition of the Pittsburgh-based steelmaker, a deal that was announced December 18th and the subject of stiff opposition from United Steelworkers, President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, and a bipartisan group of lawmakers in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and elsewhere. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, who is confirmed as Trump's running mate in his third straight GOP nomination for president, is also in opposition. Also, the Allegheny County Airport Authority has long been comparing its passenger traffic to 2019, the year before the pandemic put a halt to most business and leisure travel worldwide. Now that's coming to an end, and spectacularly. Passenger traffic at Pittsburgh International Airport rose to 108% of 2019 levels for the month of June, according to Allegheny County Airport Authority statistics released Friday. That meant 70,000 more passengers went through the airport in June than the 900,800 that had been through in June of 2019. Passenger traffic, people on scheduled air service either flying to or from Pittsburgh International Airport, was up 13.8% from June of 2023 as well. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
The house is 80 years old, maybe 90. Has a couple bathrooms. We had a plumber in there fixing one of the bathrooms. He said the fixtures were 30 years old. It's old. It needs updated. We got the Bath Authority coming out. Look, here's why I love them. It's modern. Everything they make is durable. Everything they make is custom. Everything they make is low maintenance. Walk-in tubs, great. Replacement showers, great. Tub to shower conversions, great. This is the best chance for you to get a new bath, the Bath Authority. 412-249-1140. 412-249-1140. Get $1,500 off a new shower or bath and 36 months of interest-free financing. Bath Authority, 412-249-1140.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Free Odyssey app. From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Widespread light rain and 69 at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A University of Pittsburgh political analyst is discussing the impact of Joe Biden dropping out of the presidential race. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
Jerry Dickinson, Vice Dean at the University of Pittsburgh School of Law, tells KDKA Radio President Biden endorsing Vice President Harris for president means a lot symbolically.
It means a lot for African Americans all across the United States, especially black women. That's a huge, this is a historic possibility that is really coming to fruition.
When asked what he believes Harris will focus on next, Dickinson explains.
Going to lean into her prosecutorial path. This is now a race between a former prosecutor and one can say a convicted felon.
Dickinson says with President Obama not endorsing Harris as of yet, it's not a cause for concern. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
The makeup of the Democratic presidential ticket now rests with delegates at the National Convention in August for Democrats. KDKA TV political analyst John Delano was a guest on the Big K Morning Show.
The delegates can choose whomever they wish. Now, most of the party leadership have already jumped on board with Kamala Harris. And so the general assumption is that Kamala Harris will win on a first ballot vote. There may or may not be any opposition to her. We shall see.
And Harris could announce a running mate before the convention. CBS News contributor and former White House correspondent Peter Mayer.
The speculation on a Harris running mate is just all over the place. Democrats seem to be coalescing around the idea that she needs someone from one of the battleground states, maybe one of the governors, maybe the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, maybe Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, not exactly a battleground state, but he has a proven track record of winning in a Republican state.
And Governor Shapiro is among the Democrats endorsing Harris Sunday. In a statement, he said the best path forward for the Democratic Party is to quickly unite behind Harris and refocus on winning the presidency. There are new developments about the vehicle pulled from the Allegheny River in Oakmont over the weekend. It belongs to Janet Walsh, a Shaler woman missing almost 5 years. Allegheny County Police say human remains were found inside that Chevy Trax pulled from the river near California Avenue in Oakmont at around 5:15 last night. The remains have yet to be identified, however, by the medical examiner. Walsh was 70 at the time she disappeared in January 2020. She was supposed to meet her daughter for dinner. Walsh's cell phone was found at her home, but her silver Chevy Trax was missing. A Cash 5 ticket worth $1 million was sold last week in Washington County. The jackpot-winning ticket for Friday's drawing that matched all 5 balls was purchased at Giant Pen on Maple Drive in Charleroi. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 1 point at 40,288. The Nasdaq is ahead 157 points, and the S&P is up 32. KDKA Sports, the Phillies avoided a 3-game sweep with a 6-0 win Sunday over the Pirates. It was the 7th time the Bucks were shut out this season, and tonight the Pirates will host the Cardinals. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your perfect new roof and a lifetime warranty, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Light rain falling now, 69 at Pittsburgh International, KDKA AAA traffic, and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
There is treatment for your neuropathy pain. I'm Dr. Dawn Spalla, owner of Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine. If you suffer from numbness and tingling in your hands and feet, throbbing pain, or you can't sleep at night, Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine treats neuropathy symptoms daily without drugs and surgery. Call 724-224-2224 to schedule your free consultation at our Sarver or Brackenridge offices. Just call Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine at 724-224-2224 for relief.
Imagine being able to change a child's story. I'm a volunteer at CASA of Westmoreland who is working to make that dream a reality. As a volunteer court-appointed special advocate, I advocate for abused and neglected children, ensuring their voices are heard in court. You can be that voice. Join CASA and make a lasting impact in a child's life. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org to volunteer or donate today. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Be the change a child needs.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Is it you, Samantha?
Oh, it is.
This is the highlight of my day. When I look over and I know you're the guru and you know what's going on. What's the pulse of the city? What's happening out there right now?
Mostly on this traffic report. All right, we have a few accidents to report. First one is at the 7600 block of Evans Street. This is over in Swissvale. We also have another accident on the 1800 block of McKees Rocks Road. This is over in Kennedy Township. On our major roadways, we're seeing some backup on both sides of the Parkway West. This is over near Green Tree, all the way into the Fort Pitt tunnels. And over on the Parkway East, we're seeing some backup on the inbound side. This is starting around Edgewood, Swissvale. And over on the outbound side, we're going to see some backup starting around the Bend at Bates. We're also seeing some congestion on the inbound side of Route 28. This is starting right around Aspinwall. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
More clouds than sun this afternoon and evening with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 83. Some clouds and humid, low 66 overnight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Summer is here, and so is Bowser Subaru's incredible summer savings event. Hit the road with style and confidence in a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek from Bowser Subaru. Whether you're cruising the city streets or going off the grid this summer, the Crosstrek is your perfect adventure companion. And right now, you can get 3.9% APR on a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Limited, Sport, or Wilderness Edition. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find the perfect Crosstrek for your summer adventures. Dealer doc fee of $464 applies with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends July 31st. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Attention baseball fans, celebrate your all-star Paul Skeens and get your hands on limited edition, fully licensed, full-size Coopersburg bats honoring Skeens' career thus far. Only 412 bats will be produced for just $149.95 each. Order now by calling 800-345-2868. That's 800-345-2868. Or just visit nikcosports.com. These will sell out in days and make an excellent holiday gift idea. Call 800-345-2868.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Okay, let's get to this. I've been actually looking forward to this all morning. Although it's obviously been an insanely busy morning. We had the mayor, then when they had the hearings involving the Secret Service director, who in all likelihood will have to resign or be fired. And by the way, should be. What boggles the mind, in essence, is what is sifting out. So there are 8 shots fired. And what shocks me, Patrick, and Ron Layton knows this, he worked with her for more than 20 years. They were both assistant directors today. And in essence, what we're being told at this time is that they decided to assign local folks to this building and put snipers inside the building. Ron has never seen that in his entire career and said this is the biggest cluster bang he's ever thought in my life. And what it came down to is 2 things. The snipers didn't want to be hot, the weather, and not enough staff. Thank God Trump wasn't killed. Thank God. But they ripped into her, and well, they should have. A couple things that jumped out at me. One of the senators said, look, Trump was, quote unquote, only shot. You're lucky because now you look like you're compliant with this. If he was killed, you would be culpable. He also said you should resign, or if you don't resign, Biden needs to fire you. I agree on both. The only thing she admitted was there were gaps in a breakdown that day. That's it. She wouldn't talk about the suspect. She wouldn't talk about the ladder. She wouldn't talk about the guns. She wouldn't talk about the roof that wasn't covered. To my point being, why the hell was she there then? She was there because her boss told her to be there. She's done. She should be done already. Tom King, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Marty. I'm fine. How are you?
Fabulous. Tom King is one of my friends, one of the best lawyers in the country, oftentimes representing Republican interests. He's a superstar as far as I'm concerned. And when I text him, I literally say it's good to be the king. The other thing is he's a true political insider. His daughter is what I would describe as a bigwig, and I think that's fair. Don't you think, brother? It's fair, right?
My daughter was the deputy chief of staff for President Trump in the White House.
And had a big role in the convention last week.
Yes, she did. She was on the official events group, and Thursday night was her night. So,
Tom King, thanks for doing this today. Why I love you is you're honest and you really have a finger on the pulse. You sent me a text, and I want you to lay that out for us. And I don't want to speak for you, but you pretty much say, okay, Kamala's in. Things really don't change. Is that your assessment, sir? And tell me why.
Well, certainly, I don't pretend to speak for the Democratic side. Right. And I'm sure that, my friends on the Democratic side are excited about having anyone other than Joe Biden running. So I'm sure that that's exciting to them. And everybody in politics is watching to see the pick for vice president, and certainly Governor Shapiro appears to be in the mix for that. So it's all interesting, and I'm sure it's exciting. On the Republican side, we don't see Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, as any different than Joe Biden in terms of the failures of this administration. On the shortcomings, she was, as a matter of fact, the president made her the czar or czarina of the border.
Did.
So if you like what happened at the border, if you like, the estimates are wild, they're all over the place. If you like somewhere between 8 and 18 million people who illegally came into the United States from all sorts of backgrounds, they're not all criminals and they're not all from insane asylums, but some of them are, and some of them have murdered some of the citizens in various states all over the country. So if you liked what she did on the border, if you liked their antagonism towards the production of natural gas in Pennsylvania.
By the way, she said flat out, yeah, I'm going to shut down fracking. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, she said flat out.
Right.
Yeah.
And Governor Shapiro has not said that, and he has not done that. So it would be interesting to see. He would be at odds with her, apparently, on that issue. If you like inflation, if you like paying $4.50 a gallon for gas, and you like how much bread costs, and you like trying to send your kids to school and pay for their lunch money while you're paying for your gas to get them there, then she's the candidate for you. If you like the crime that's occurring across the United States, and especially in California, where she was the Attorney General, she was a controversial Attorney General in California and a controversial prosecutor in San Francisco. There was a major scandal while she was there of refusing to release to the defense attorneys exculpatory information.
Let's get down to this, though, because those talking points are fabulous, and we'll get to that. But you said something I think is profound and so pragmatic. What's the vibe going up against Kamala? Ask him. Quote, doesn't change much of where people were going anyway. The country is pretty much divided equally. It's who gets their votes out that wins, right? That's what you're saying, sir. Isn't it true?
Yes, yeah, absolutely true. The people that were going to vote for Joe Biden are going to vote for Kamala Harris. People that weren't going to vote for her aren't going to vote for her. And so, especially in an important state like Pennsylvania, there's a whole lot of people in the middle. The Republicans have closed the registration gap significantly. The numbers are really important. We're only down about 300,000 now. The last election, the last 2016. We were down over 1 million registered voters between Republican and Democrat. But listen, there's a big chunk in the middle of independents that are going to decide Pennsylvania.
Can you hang, Tom?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I got a bunch of questions to ask him. Tom King, speaking, very influential, by the way, very powerful, very successful, and a guy who tells it like it is, and that's why I love him. He'll be right back. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up out there?
Hey, Marty. We now have crews on the scene of these accidents. We have one at the 7600 block of Evans Street. This is over in Swissvale. And we have another accident over in the 1800 block of McKees Rocks Road over in Kennedy Township. Again, we have crews on the scene of both of those accidents. Over on our major roadways, we're still seeing some backup on both sides of the Parkway West. This is around Green Tree exit. And over on the Parkway East on the inbound side, we're seeing some backup starting around Edgewood, Swissvale, and the outbound side starting around the Bend at Bates. We're also still seeing that backup on the inbound side of Route 28. This is starting right around Aspinwall. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
So, I was at Diamonds Direct on Saturday. I have never been in a business that cares more about people. The way they approach you. So these couples are in there. And they're looking at engagement rings. One of them has a little glass of wine. One of them has a little glass of champagne. And they treat you like family. One-on-one. In the pricing, I have never, ever been in a situation where I've seen greater value in something that means so much to people. In the convenience. The store, by the way, is gorgeous. Right there on McKnight Road. Right at the entrance to the Ross Park Mall. Right at the entrance to the Ross Park Mall. Diamonds Direct. Personalized care. Amazing pricing. Convenient location. The best business I've ever been around in my life that deals with something so important. Diamonds. Diamonds Direct.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Just dial pound law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America, and now the universe's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Are you paying too much for prescription drugs? Other pharmacies take a $5 drug and charge $300, but not at Blueberry Pharmacy. We introduced the Cost Plus model over 4 years ago, ensuring transparent and fair pricing. From our North Hills location, Blueberry Pharmacy services Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. We apply the same pricing principle to everything from blood pressure medication to chemotherapy drugs. Enjoy exceptional service where you can talk to a real person like me. Call us at 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com.
Building owners, my friends at NASCO Roofing, they're experts in replacing flat roofs for commercial, industrial, and residential buildings. With many flat roof material choices, you want NASCO's experienced pros on your roof. Benefit from their experience and their lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Call NASCO Roofing today for a free flat roof estimate. 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. NASCO Roofing, spelled N-A-S-C-O. The region's flat roof expert.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for just $129. Get a 4th room free and take $75 off air duct cleaning. Call now 412-701-1188 or book online anytime. ZeroResPGH.com.
PBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus.
After the attempted assassination on former President Trump, the coalition We the Veterans released a statement that has now been backed by prestigious veteran organizations like AMVETS and the VFW. Executive Director Ellen Gustafson shares more.
We also have heard, across many different media platforms, that there is this incredible division in our country. And in many ways, continuing to hear that and continuing to hear about the anger foments that anger. And so we thought, this is a moment where people like us who know have to take a stand to say violence is not acceptable in our political process.
Jon Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart wherever you get your podcasts.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Fascinated about the Biden thing. I wasn't surprised by it at all. Not that I have some insight or some depth to myself. I'm kind of a shallow pond. And if I was tight enough with Shapiro, I would tell him, don't do it. Don't do it, man. Doesn't help you. But that's just me. Tom King, prominent attorney, very successful, represents a lot of issues regarding Republicans, was at the convention last week, and really has a pragmatic approach to this. Here's what I love what you said when I texted you, Tom. You said, and I agree with you, they're going to try to beat the hell out of Republicans on the abortion issue, and she'll do the same thing. Well, no surprise there, right, Tom?
No, none at all.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And at the end of the day, because I agree with you again, so why would this change anything? Why would this get someone who was voting? And I'm just asking this because I know you know this stuff. Why the hell would anyone change their mind who's going to vote for Biden this morning? Why would anyone who's going to vote for Trump vote for Kamala this morning? Why, Tom? Tell me why.
I don't think it changes a thing. As a matter of fact, she is the embodiment of the Biden-Harris administration. So how is it any different? She's got to, when you're an incumbent, you're always in the position that you have to answer for what you've done. And so there's been an awful lot happen in the last 4 years in the United States. A lot of it wasn't good. And she's going to have to answer for it. She was there. She's got one more problem, too, Marty. She's got to answer to the American public for why she lied to the public about Joe Biden's condition and his status. She said repeatedly that she worked closely with him. Yes. She has lunch with him all the time. He's fine. He's really sharp. He's really good. Obviously, he's really not sharp, and he's not really good. The way they used him was a disgrace.
And you sent me an article. I think this is also relevant, Tom. And the headline reads, "It's late in the day to sell Kamala Harris to America." We don't know her. Is that fair to say, Tom? And I don't think America has enough time to get to know her. Is that fair?
I think that the Democrats have a real problem that way. I don't think people do know her. She was given one job, and that was and I don't think she appreciated getting stuck with that job. She didn't do much with it, if anything. As a matter of fact, things got worse. They made her the border czar. I mean, that's like a real left-handed compliment, right? The last thing somebody in that administration wanted to be was the border czar. That's the biggest disaster we've ever seen at the border. We were invaded.
It's interesting. She raised $50 million in less than 24 hours. That suggests that there is support out there for some Democratic candidate, doesn't it, sir?
Oh, yeah. Listen, Hollywood alone could raise that,
Right.
On the other hand, of course, President Trump got a commitment from Elon Musk to contribute $45 million a month.
I saw that.
So, yeah. So, there's money on both sides, but there are certainly wealthy liberal donors. Soros is in the background of all this. The puppet master is in the background pulling the strings.
No question. Hey,
yeah.
Tom,
they got plenty of money.
I got a lot of blowback, and you're so honest about this stuff, that the media, and these are in quotes, the media is being kind to Trump right now. Is that fair?
I think that there's probably it probably cuts both ways, Marty. So I think everybody in the country has seen somewhat of a different side to President Trump. I think the events that happened in Butler, I was in Butler, was not far from Corey Comparatore, whose memory we bless, and we pray for the survival of the other two that were seriously wounded. Mr. Dutch was in a coma for a long time, and I pray for them and their families. But I think you've seen a different side of President Trump, in both at the convention and immediately following that, the statements he made. I don't see how you couldn't be affected by that. I think all of us who were there were affected by it. I was probably within 20-some feet of Corey when he was shot. And I spoke to President Trump about 10 minutes before he was shot. And so I don't know how anybody was there isn't affected. I talked to some of the women in my office today who were there, and they're still feeling from it. They all live in Butler County. It was shocking that could happen. But as far as the media, I think I think that there's been a different tone from President Trump. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing for him to act presidential and be presidential. I'm 100% supportive of him, and I liked the message that he conveyed at the convention, and I like the message he's conveying now.
All right, before I let you go, I appreciate you, brother. Secret Service director, does she have to resign or get fired, sir?
She should resign. She endangered me and everybody else in Butler. And to try to lay this on the local guys out there, listen, there's no way that the local guys were in charge of anything at that scene. I was there. I saw them. I talked to them. They volunteered to help. To provide additional services. But listen, if those local guys had said to the Secret Service, we're going to do this or we're going to do that, I guarantee you that the Secret Service was in charge of that event, as they should be and as they are. And so the buck stops at the top. She should absolutely resign. She's responsible for the shortfall that took place there that allowed this creep to climb on the top of a building and start firing and killing people. So she should absolutely resign.
I thought she was horrible today. If you're not going to answer the questions why you're there, then someone says, well, her boss ordered her to be there. Okay, then tell the world that. And resign and walk away. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks a lot, Marty. Thanks for having me on.
By the way, we're going to present a Democrat to talk about her as well and her Kamala Harris. But Tom King is always very highly regarded in Republican circles, quite frankly, around the country. And as you heard, his daughter played a major role in the Trump administration. All right? All right.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
Hey, guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K., the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. J.K. delivers. Great stuff.
From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Rain and 76 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. President Biden's decision to not seek re-election is garnering high marks from Pittsburgh's mayor. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has details.
In an exclusive interview with KDKA Radio's Marty Griffin, Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey says the city's relationship with President Joe Biden was tremendous.
He was great to the city. I mean, we wouldn't have got the Fern Hollow Bridge up in record time if it wasn't for President Biden. You know, he nominated the city one of 5 workforce development hubs in America.
He says by bowing out of the race, Biden showed strength of character.
And to me, I have nothing but the utmost respect, gratitude, and love for President Biden. And I wish him nothing but success.
He says Kamala Harris is bringing some much-needed energy to the Democratic ticket and predicts she will be able to keep the presidency under Democratic control. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
A recent survey shows a tight race between former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has the details.
According to the Tribune Review, recent polls have shown Harris slightly outperforming Biden in a hypothetical matchup with Trump. A public policy polling survey taken July 17 through the 18th shows Harris 2 points better than Biden among Pennsylvania voters, but still behind Trump 45 to 43%. The same survey shows that by adding Shapiro to a Harris ticket, Pennsylvania voters would support the Democratic duo over Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, 47 to 46%. Tamira Rush News Radio, KDKA.
Today we get a break from the extreme heat and maybe a couple of rain showers that are desperately needed. AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zare tells the Big K Morning Show.
Yeah, we actually really could use not just some rain, but some rounds of rain as we go through this week, as it does look like we're going to end up with several days this week where we're going to be able to pick up not just some rain, but in some cases, even some downpours.
Well, we can expect some showers this afternoon. She says Wednesday and Thursday will be the wettest days of the week. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 9 points. The Nasdaq up 171. The S&P 500 is up 31. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Boss TV and appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several other appliances. They've been to Larry's house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Boss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Boss TV and appliance, big brands, reliable delivery and service, and the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Trust Boss. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
We all know what UV rays can do to our skin, but they can also do damage to your car. Keep that from happening with 303 Protectant. 303 Protectant keeps the sun's harmful rays from causing fading and cracking in rubber, plastic, or vinyl surfaces. The dashboard to the tires. 303 Protectant keeps your car looking new longer. Get 303 Protectant today at Advance Auto Parts. Visit 303radio.com for more information.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Guys in the know, and price is so low, it just might blow your mind. Find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
So, I was on the phone yesterday with Julian Gray. We've become good friends. He's an elder law attorney. I met him, became very close when my parents passed, and he took over our estate, and the whole family sitting in his office made a tremendous difference in our lives. I was talking to him yesterday about how important it is to get an elder law attorney like the folks at Julian Gray and Associates involved. I'll tell you why. Major tax implications, major health care implications, major input you need from an expert, a true insider like Julian Gray and his folks that made a massive difference in the lives of the Griffin family. It's never too late to do this. It's never too late to plan your estate, but do it as soon as possible. Julian Gray, grayelderlaw.com, grayelderlaw.com. I'm telling you, folks, they did a wondrous job for the Griffin family. 412-458-6000, grayelderlaw.com.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1, those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2, we now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3,
when can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up out there?
Hey, Marty, I'm looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams. We have an accident report. This is at the intersection of Steuben Street and Amherst Street. This is near Elliott Crafton Heights area. So look out for some potential delays. On our major roadways, we're still seeing some backup on both sides of the Parkway West. This is near Green Tree as you head into the Fort Pitt tunnels. Over on the Parkway East, on the inbound side, we're seeing some backup starting around Edgewood, Swissvale, and over on the outbound side of the Parkway East, you're going to be backed up until Technology Drive. Over on 28, we're still seeing that backup on the inbound side right around Aspinwall. With AAA traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. Clouds, some sun, and a high of 83. Remaining humid overnight, some clouds, and a low of 66 degrees. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
All right, back at it today. Lots going on. Presidential campaign season, always a ton of news. Right here today, 2 to 6, KDK, Colin Dunlap.
I want to do something I've been waiting to do all day. We've had so much news. I love how this audience responds to these sorts of things, and I want to know because I'm curious as hell about what you guys are thinking about this. And we're going to talk to a very prominent Democrat in the top of the next hour, so you don't think I'm being biased regarding the Republican viewpoint of Kamala Harris. I kind of agree with what Tom King was saying. It's a wash. I mean, the same people who are going to vote for Biden are going to vote for her. I mean, why would you, if you're on the fence, I get it. There's some trepidation about who to vote for. But if you're a tried and true Democrat and you're going to vote for Biden, why would her being the candidate change your mind? Same policies, same agenda, except she's a black female. Now, if you're a racist and a misogynist, I get that, because that's part of this. A lot of men, and I'm not talking out of line here, a lot of men can't stand the sound of her voice. I find it kind of ignorant that I keep hearing that stupid clip of her laughing. I don't give a crap that she laughs, man. If the best you can do to bring that woman down is to play a clip of her laughing, then you got to spend a little more time on yourself, honestly. I also agree with what Tom said. It's going to come down to turnout. Who can turn out? I just do. I also think that he's right again when they knew that Mr. Biden was slipping. They probably knew for 2 years. There you go. So, what I want to do right now, open the phone lines. Right now, I love this stuff. I'm going to do it in the next hour or two. Right now, if you're voting today, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, right now, if you're voting today, Trump or Harris. Probably why I'm such good friends with Tom. I also agree with him, and they're going to pound Republicans on abortion. Pound. They're going to pound her on the border. Pound. Right now, if you're voting for president today, Trump or Kamala Harris, right now, 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. Right now, if you're voting today, 866-391-1020, Kamala Harris or Trump. Let me tell you this, though, Patrick. I was so surprised the way this came down. My daughter sent it to me. She got it first before anyone in the family. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a meme. I thought it was a farce. It wasn't. In my world, he did the right thing. Phone's blowing up. I expected that. Tell me the truth. It will set me free. Big Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, Marty, thanks for taking my call.
Sure, man.
I love your show.
Thank you.
Hey, Trump, the border and crime are the two issues for me. Cost of living, etc. I mean, I can name a lot of them. I just feel more comfortable with the guy.
Sure.
It's pretty simple for me.
And she doesn't change it at all, right?
No, totally.
Not at all.
You know, I don't think there's any difference between her and Joe, and I think someone said it earlier that she kind of epitomizes the party as much or more than he does right now.
By the way, and it's a fair assessment, and I love your point. Let's do this. Dale, thanks for your patience. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dale.
Trump all the way.
Your mind hasn't changed, right?
No, it never was. It never will be.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Look, folks, and the other thing Tom said, Tom King, he really is a cool guy, is that Republicans are forcing folks to register to vote and to mail-in votes. I don't see how she's any different. And let me say this, I'm going to say it again. If I am Josh Shapiro, and I'm not doing this thing, man. I just don't think it's healthy for him right now. I don't see it. Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, let's go for Harris.
Why is that, sir?
I don't trust Trump.
Your mind changed at all, though, with Biden stepping down?
Not at all.
No.
You know, I think more than, I think it's more voting against someone than for someone.
I've heard this.
Because, frankly, I'd vote for a German Shepherd before I'd vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, there are folks that they're dug in and they're dug in. He's right. So I'm very curious about this. I think it's a great move by both Biden and by Kamala Harris. I think it's a bad move if Josh Shapiro jumps on board. I just don't think it helps him. Susan, thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Trump.
Why?
I voted for Trump first time, not last time. I didn't vote last time because I wouldn't vote for either one of them. I was frustrated, and absolutely not. It's a Biden thing. It's the same thing. Things have to change. Have to change.
I agree. Speaking of Trump, the other night, I watched that whole thing. It was about an hour too long. And I'm not making an opinion on Trump himself. That stream of consciousness stuff where you just start rambling got stale, man. Oops. Sherry, go ahead. Thanks for holding.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Yeah.
I have two comments. Well, first
Sure.
of all the way for me. And I've been wanting to call KDKA and just give a shout out to the Butler EMS. I was at that Trump rally, and I did have heat exhaustion and passed out.
Oh my gosh!
And
did you?
They took such wonderful care of me. I am a widow, and I just the fact that they cared for me so much was such a blessing. I did get in touch with them, but I wanted to share on the radio the wonderful care that they had given me that day.
Hold on, I think this is important because there was a lot of consternation about putting sharpshooters dressed in black on that building because of the heat, and you passed out because of the heat.
I did.
You did?
I did.
Wow.
And I've never passed out before in my life. Wow. I've never gotten sick from the heat. And the interesting thing was at 4 o'clock, I didn't get sick, but I felt like I should get out of the sun.
Yeah.
And we were down pretty much where the bleachers were and everything down there.
Sure.
And I was supposed to be sitting on the far end of that bleacher.
Oh, gosh.
With where that bullet ricocheted and went up into the crowd. And my heart goes out to the family of the gentleman that did die.
I'm so glad you're okay, ma'am. And I'm so glad they treated you well. They're amazing. My man Dave, go ahead, brother.
Hey, Marty. How you doing?
Very good, brother.
Good. I'd have to vote for Trump. I said that before, like you said, nothing much has changed. And, I mean, what has she done to qualify for, being president other than being vice president?
Yeah, I don't see a difference other than he was checking out. He couldn't help it.
Yeah, and she, like the guy said, she had one responsibility and she didn't do it. She didn't follow through on it. So I don't like her, trust her.
I get it. All right, we'll be right back. Fascinating. Welcome to PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Movement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Miles or Samantha. What's up out there?
Hey, Marty, we're seeing some backup on both sides of the Parkway West. This is over near Green Tree. And then on the inbound side of the Parkway West, we're seeing some buildup over around the Roslyn Farms exit. Over on the Parkway East, we're seeing some backup as well. On the inbound side, this is starting right around Edgewood, Swissvale, and Wilkinsburg. And With AAA traffic, I'm Samantha McGill. I'm 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle. Unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE.
And it's happening. News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
I'm Paul Rasmussen. A University of Pittsburgh political analyst is discussing the impact of Joe Biden dropping out of the presidential race. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
Jerry Dickinson, vice dean at the University of Pittsburgh School of Law, tells KDKA Radio President Biden endorsing Vice President Harris for president means a lot symbolically.
It means a lot for Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
So, I was at Diamonds Direct on Saturday. I have never been in a business that cares more about people. The way they approach you. So these couples are in there. And they're looking at engagement rings. One of them has a little glass of wine. One of them has a little glass of champagne. And they treat you like family. One-on-one. In the pricing, I have never, ever been in a situation where I've seen greater value in something that means so much to people. And the convenience. The store, by the way, is gorgeous. Right there on McKnight Road, right at the entrance to the Ross Park Mall. Right at the entrance to the Ross Park Mall. Diamonds Direct. Personalized care. Amazing pricing. Convenient location. The best business I've ever been around in my life that deals with something so important. Diamonds Direct.
Shorkey Kia's low summer payments are bringing the heat across our 500 vehicle inventory. New 24 Kia Sportage X-Line, $269 a month. New 24 Kia Telluride S, $299 a month. Lease your choice for 24 months with $3,000 due at signing. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. North Huntington and Wexford. PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShorkeyKia.com. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 7/31/24.
Hey, it's Marty. I say things are spot on. This is spot on. We got an old bath, an old shower. You know what we need? A Bath Authority. Check this out. Modern, durable tubs and showers. Exclusive, high-tech liner. Folks, low maintenance, low cost, lifetime warranty. 412-249-1140. The Bath Authority. I'm calling them today. 36 months of interest-free financing. Wow.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Businesses big and small still grappling with Friday's global tech blackout. FlightAware says nearly 900 flights into and out of the U.S. have already been canceled today, thousands more delayed. Delta, the worst affected airline, is apologizing now to customers for all its canceled flights, including 700 today. At CrowdStrike, the company behind that botched security update on Friday, well, it's gotten several analyst downgrades. Shares right now down another 14%. Elsewhere on Wall Street, some gains to start the new week as investors look beyond President Biden ending his re-election bid, and they look ahead to the start of the tech earnings season. Right now, the Dow is flat. The NASDAQ is up 1%. The S&P is up 0.2%. And a lot of companies saving money this summer, cutting back on interns, including Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, and Tesla. ZipRecruiter says postings for internships this summer on its website are down 14% from last summer. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Hey guys, it's Marty. I've been friends with Robert Pierce and Associates, for nearly 20 years. We have established a relationship about law, about protecting folks, about fighting for people for a long, long time. Last week, I'm talking to Rob at Robert Pierce and Associates about these diet drugs, Ozempic and Wegovy. Look, now folks are having serious side effects from these drugs. Throwing up, nausea, horrible side effects. And Rob Pierce and Associates, they've been at this 40 years. They're ready to take on these lawsuits. They're ready to fight for you. They have the experts. They have the free consultation ready to go. They have the experience in these cases. And look, I've seen it. They work, and they work hard. 412-281-7229. Robert Pierce and Associates.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Some insight from a prominent Democrat with a national footprint saying this, and then I'm going to get your calls. Hang in there. They believe that Trump is vulnerable. They say that let me read this. His approval couldn't get above 45%, even after Butler. How about that? Regarding Kamala Harris, it will be interesting to hear from the people who say, I wish we had another choice. I don't want Biden. I don't want Trump. We need another choice. Fascinating. Well, they got their wish. Let's see how sincere they were. Again, regarding Kamala Harris, from a prominent Democrat with a national footprint. She has to sell herself to the American people. Does she have time? The profile is strong. Age, gender, ethnicity. Former DA, race, attorney general, tough on crime, no scandal, no family members with baggage. Fox and Republicans will smear her. Will it stick? We shall see. Wow. Fascinating. One more point about Kamala Harris and Democrats. It's 1968 all over again. Although Johnson's vice president pick, Humphrey, lost to Nixon after the president decided not to run. That's what Johnson decided. The Democratic National Convention in Chicago was overrun by the far left, I recall. Will that happen again? Hamas, Israel, etc. A few weeks from now in Chicago. We shall see. Fascinating. Michael, go ahead. Thanks for your patience.
Marie, thank you for taking my call.
Sure, man.
I'm voting for Harris, and I would have voted for Biden if his brain was in the bottle.
I see.
Before I vote for Trump.
I see.
I got a kick out of Tom King when he said that Harris was going to have to answer for things. I haven't heard Trump apologize for anything and answer for nothing.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate all the calls. I love the input and I love the opinions. Bob, go ahead. Thanks for your patience.
A few weeks ago, they said like 66% of the Americans because when a change in candidates, I'm voting for Harris.
So you changed your mind. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's one. There's one. It's my fault. I'm an idiot. Roberta, thanks for your patience. Go ahead.
Great.
Nice.
Well, I'm voting for Kamala Harris because Trump, he has to answer for nothing he did.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate everybody. Love Turtle Creek. Good people. John, go ahead. Thanks for hanging in there. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Marty, John, and Nashville. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man?
I tell you, those are crazy times. I was pretty resigned to voting for RFK this time around, but since the assassination attempt, I got to go Trump, so I'm going to go Trump with you right now.
Why did that sway you? That's a fascinating assessment. Why did that sway you, brother?
For me personally, like I was going with RFK Jr. because I really wanted to move on from the Trump-Biden, Republican-Democrat sort of uniparty thing that we're dealing with. And so, anyways, to get to your point, I watched what was, I'm not going to use the words doing to Trump, but whenever he wasn't running or he hadn't announced, they really weren't going after him. And then he announced, and all of a sudden, charges in 3 states, and they kept ratcheting it up. And I ignored all that stuff.
Right.
But whenever you try to put a bullet through somebody's brain, that changes my mind a little bit.
I get it. And I see what you're saying. One more call. My man, Eddie, go ahead.
Hey, tall man. Thanks for taking my call. In the primary debate between Biden and Kamala, she used the race card against Biden. And now, with me being a former Marine, the debauchel of the incoming how to say this?
So you got to go Trump. Have you changed your mind then?
Geez, Marty, Trump, he's such a buffoon. If he doesn't put his foot in his mouth, he has a chance. But I'd rather have 4 years of Trump than 8 years of Kamala Harris.
I love him, too. I love Eddie. It's Marty. We talked about cancer. We talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. Physical, folks. Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1904 $20 gold Liberty coins have been found. These gorgeous 1904p gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck. And less than 500 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1904 gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1904 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 120 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-973-3077. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $75 value free with every order. Call 1-800-973-3077 now to secure your 1904p $20 gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-973-3077.
It's the 37th annual National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame, inviting you to celebrate this year's awardees Monday, August 5th at the Lamont, including Coach of the Year Dom Pecora, along with Dr. Daniel Strinkowski, Silvio Pasalacqua, Chuck Lucci, John Galuska, and Hall of Fame inductees Dan Cardone and Joe Murin, plus Man of the Year Rocco Florio. For tickets, call 724-691-6125.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always from the free Odyssey app. From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Rain and 76 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. A vehicle pulled from the Allegheny River in Oakmont over the weekend belongs to Janet Walsh, a Shaler woman missing almost 5 years. Allegheny County Police say human remains were found inside the Chevy tracks pulled from the river near California Avenue in Oakmont around 5:15 last evening. The remains have yet to be identified by a medical examiner. Walsh says was 70 at the time she disappeared in January of 2020. She was supposed to meet her daughter for dinner. Walsh's cell phone was found at her home, but her silver Chevy Trax was missing. Democrats rally behind Vice President Kamala Harris after President Biden exits the race. What are some Pennsylvania Democrats saying about that decision? This is Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has reaction.
Congresswoman Summer Lee says we have no time to waste in a post to X, formerly known as Twitter. Ms. Lee thanked the president for doing what he believed was best for the country. Lee goes on to say, quote, "We need to unify and move forward to defeat Trump and fascism in November. That's why I endorse and encourage unity behind Vice President Kamala Harris. What's at stake for communities like mine isn't abstract," end quote. Now speculation swirls about who the former California senator could choose for a potential running mate if she becomes the party's nominee. Harris raised $49.6 million in grassroots donations for her campaign on Sunday. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Political analyst John Delano calls the withdrawal of President Biden from the presidential race an absolute game changer.
Most Americans did not want to choose between two old men. They really did not want a rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And with Joe Biden's decision to get out of the race, you now have a 59-year-old. She's also a woman.
If Kamala Harris is nominated, this would be the second time in American history that a major party has picked a woman to be a candidate for president of the United States. Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey says he recognizes there are still perception problems with the safety of downtown, but he says they're making progress.
We've had some isolated incidents. Overall, crime is down downtown. We've upped our police patrol downtown. I think Chief Scarrato has done a phenomenal job and Commander Novosel has done a great job and will continue to do a great job. We never said perfection. We said we see the progress. We know that there's a perception issue out there that we still have to deal with.
Mayor Gainey acknowledges they need to become more creative with ways of dealing with mental health component behind the criminal activity downtown. Most likely we're going to see some rain this week. That's according to AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zare.
We do have some showers and thunderstorms that are going to start moving into the area as we go into the midday hours, and they become a little more widespread this afternoon. But Wednesday into Thursday look like the 2 days that are the wettest, where we have the core of our wet weather coming through. Those are also the days where I think we're most likely to run into some downpours.
Despite the outlook for rain, she tells the Big K Morning Show the potential for severe storms is not very high. A Cash 5 ticket worth $1 million was sold last week in Washington County. The jackpot winning ticket for Friday's drawing that matched all 5 balls purchased at Giant Pen on Maple Drive in Charleroi. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 99 points, the NASDAQ up 238, the S&P 500 is up 49. Plus the Phillies 6-0 yesterday, did take 2 out of 3 over the weekend. Tonight, game 1 of 3-game set against the Cardinals at PNC Park, first pitch, 6:40. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, installing most roofs in just one day. Trust PJ.com. KDKA News Time 103. Time to call Shenderovich and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you can pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. Rain in 76 in Pittsburgh. KDK AAA traffic and AccuWeather together next.
Hey, it's Marty. We have an older house, about 80 years. We need windows. Guess where we're going? Windows Direct. I'm telling you, amazing company. Lifetime warranty as long as you own the home. And 20 years for the next homeowner. Check this out. 0% financing for 60 months, which is amazing. 412-545-6003. Universal Windows Direct. I'm telling you, folks, amazing company. Universal Windows Direct.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? The Pittsburgh area offices of Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that is not true. With over 10 years of experience and offices throughout the region, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers are the experts in treating neuropathy. Their team of chiropractic physicians have successfully treated over 12,000 patients by utilizing the most powerful technology available.
I've had neuropathy for about 12 years. I heard about Dr. Sean. I was very skeptical, but after a couple treatments, I could see that there was a big difference. So if there's anybody out there with neuropathy, I would recommend that you try Dr. Sean. It really works.
Get back to doing the things you love and call Tri-State Neuropathy Center's Pittsburgh offices today for a free consultation. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000 or go to marydancedin.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up?
Hey, Marty, I'm looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, and I have an accident to report at the intersection of Colleran Street and Newitt Street. This is over in Carrick. On our major roadways, we're seeing some backup on the inbound side of the Parkway West around the Roslyn Farms exit. Over on the Parkway East on the inbound side, we're seeing some backup starting around Wilkinsburg, and over on the outbound side, you're going to be backed up until Technology Drive. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon and evening will bring a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Clouds break for a little sunshine, high 83. Remaining muggy with some clouds and a low of 66 overnight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What can you say at oliverflowers.com? Happy birthday or happy anniversary. oliverflowers.com. Can you forgive me? oliverflowers.com. Get well soon. oliverflowers.com. Good luck or congratulations. oliverflowers.com. Deepest sympathy. So sorry for your loss. oliverflowers.com. When you need flowers for any reason or just to brighten someone's day, oliverflowers.com. Daily delivery to all of Allegheny County and always open at oliverflowers.com.
Are you looking to make a difference in your community? CASA of Westmoreland is looking for dedicated volunteers to advocate for children in foster care. Our court-appointed special advocates give a voice to abused, neglected kids, giving them a brighter future. Join us on our mission to help children all over Westmoreland County. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org to find out how you can help. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Become a hero for a child in need.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Big day, man. Crazy times, historic times. We try to keep our kids in the loop because they'll be talking about this stuff when they're my age, believe me. Believe me. Prominent attorney, one of the best in the country, and really prominent in this town. Recently retired, now working with one of my boys, Phil DeLucente. Judge Anthony Mariani. Hi, Judge. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Well, here's what I love about you. Your intelligence, your background, and your honesty. You were, and I don't want to speak for you, sir, but you're upset about the way this Kamala Harris thing, the way she's selected, sir. I mean, is that fair, the way you would say it?
Well, maybe too strong. I question whether democracy is at work the way it's happening. I'm a lifelong registered Democrat. I'm a super voter. And I don't understand why they don't have an open convention and allow anyone who wants to be considered as a candidate have a chance to present to the delegates who are free to vote for whomever.
By the way, I love this because that's a valid point, is it not, sir? In other words, they're saying to hell with you. We're doing it our way. We're doing it the way we want it, not the way you want it, right?
Well, even Kamala Harris recognizes that should be a process. She says, I want to earn your vote. She's not, her words don't suggest that she thinks she's anointed by President Biden. But in fact, that's what's happening because they got this virtual thing they got to get ready for. So they're scrambling and getting delegates to commit. Other people who may have been considered as a candidate didn't do it in favor of Biden. Maybe they thought, well, Biden's too strong. But now that he's out, they might want to have a chance to present. There's no time to do it with the current process. We're being told who our candidate is. There was no real vote in the primary. No. That's understandable. But now there's no real vote when it's wide open.
Why do you think, sir?
Well, look. There's practical and there's legal. And the practicality is she's got the money, understandably, because she's part of the ticket, and there's little time. And this issue of, well, there are some of the states require early registration, whatever, to me, that's a bunch of malarkey. What federal judge is going to say the states need to get their ballots lined up? It takes priority over disenfranchising voters from the right to vote for President of the United States of America.
Or to choose who the candidate is.
Right, that's my point. The Democrats have not had a choice. Now it's evolved where they could have a choice. I mean, look at the Obamas. They haven't committed yet. They're respectful of the process.
They haven't.
Michelle Obama might want to be considered, the way I heard it.
Yeah, I'd heard that too.
So,
Judge Mariani, tell our listeners who don't understand, what is an open convention, sir? What's that mean?
Well, that means that anybody who wants to be considered as a candidate for the presidency gets to present to the delegates, because the delegates are not committed anymore. Their candidate has withdrawn. They are free to vote their conscience. So since there was no contested primary, since there was no opportunity for anyone else to say, consider me, here's why I can win this for you. Here's what and by the way, Kamala Harris is certainly well qualified. It's not. I really think she respects the process better than these leaders of the Democratic Party who are doing things behind closed doors.
Some even argue that it's not legal, sir. Is that fair?
Well, I don't know that it's legal or not, because this has never quite happened.
Right.
But my issue is the voters are being told, this is your candidate. You don't have a choice. What?
Does she have a chance, sir?
I think she does. And in part because people who said, I can't vote for Biden, people, independents. You know, the election may be won with who gets the independents.
Yep.
And the independents who say, I can't vote for Biden because I don't know how competent he is, can now say, well, there's a very competent person from the Democratic Party. I don't have to vote for Trump if I don't want to.
Judge Mariani, what about Shapiro? Is he a qualified candidate for running as the vice president? And would you jump in if you were him? And I wouldn't. But go ahead, sir.
I've been hearing you say that. I think that Governor Shapiro, one, understands his own aspirations better than anybody can guess about it. And two, I don't see a downside for him if he were to accept. If she were to ask him to be the running mate and he were to accept it, I don't see a downside for him, even if they don't win.
A couple of prominent Democrats said to me that she has a chance because even post Butler, Trump's numbers were at 45%. Is that fair to say that, sir?
Well, look, I'm not a political expert, but I think in listening to people, and I am a super voter, people wanted to get out of the being stuck with Biden. I hate to say this because I respect the man.
Sure.
I respect him very much, but they were worried about whether he was capable, and they were stuck. Well, now they have a choice. They have a choice, somebody who certainly is capable.
Judge, I got to shift gears because you also jumped in on this, and you've been a highly regarded judge for an extended period of time. The Secret Service was told 2 to 5 times of a suspicious person on that property before this shooting of Trump. Is that inexcusable, sir?
Well, again, I'm not an expert on that, but the failure. I mean, nobody can argue that there wasn't a failure. Nobody can say with a straight face, oh, no, we did the right thing. So the failures visit on her. I think she's keeping quiet because she knows her days are numbered, and she doesn't want to take any of her other colleagues out with her. And it may be a personnel matter. There may be discipline for who actually was in charge of that particular location and the failures that occurred there.
Yeah, but why the hell is she there today, sir, for these hearings if she won't answer any questions?
Because she was told to be there. Because
That's right.
It was an optics issue, but she still can't talk about personnel matters no matter what question is asked.
Judge Mariani, you are the king, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Your flattery is overwhelming.
Hey, Judge.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge, did this come down to turnout? Will it be that close, sir?
I think this is going to invigorate some people to come to go vote that were saying, I can't vote for either of them, so I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to make the effort. I think they're going to make the effort now.
Excuse my ignorance. What's a super voter, sir?
Super voter is somebody who always votes, and the parties keep tab of that, and they all get all the mailers. I get every mailer for every candidate because I'm on the super voter list.
Are you going to the convention, sir?
No, I don't go.
You don't want to mess.
But I will go to the polls. I was going to the polls no matter what.
That's right, sir. Thanks, Judge. You're the man.
Okay, you take care.
Wonderful. And he's also right. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up?
Hey, Marty. On our major roadways, we're seeing some backup over on the outbound side of the Parkway West. This is as you head out of the Fort Pitt tunnels, and over on the inbound side of the Parkway West, we're still seeing that backup starting around the Roslyn Farms exit. And over on the Parkway East on the outbound side, you're going to be backed up starting around Technology Drive. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Your heart care matters. Trust the experts at UPMC and get your heart screened.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
Keep snake plants and stuff.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We got a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Hi, Paul Alexander for Renewal by Anderson. Has the summer weather made you notice your patio doors hard to open? Paul Alexander here. Well, Renewal by Anderson's beautiful windows and patio doors are all perfectly and expertly crafted, so they open and close easily. Each of their windows is custom built using an exclusive composite called Fibrex. This material is unbelievable. It's durable, energy efficient, and virtually maintenance free, meaning our extreme weather conditions, the extreme heat, the extreme cold, they're not going to affect your windows or doors. This month at Renewal by Anderson, they're offering the Mega Flash deal. Buy one window, entry or battery door, and when you buy 4 or more, you get the next one 50% off. Plus, great payment plans are available to make your project even more affordable. Call by the end of the month. That's July 31st. Dial 412-448-9090, 412-448-9090. That's 412-448-9090. For the offer and the warranty details, visit renewalbyanderson.com.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for just $129. Get a 4th room free and take $75 off air duct cleaning. Call now 412-701-1188 or book online anytime ZeroResPGH.com.
Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, Pittsburgh's custom window treatment leader for over 60 years. Free shop at home service, huge selection of blinds and drapery fabrics, factory direct prices. Call 412-665-4900 or visit lachinadrapery.com.
Building owners, my friends at NASCO Roofing, they're experts in replacing flat roofs for commercial, industrial, and residential buildings. With many flat roof material choices, you want NASCO's experienced pros on your roof. Benefit from their experience and their lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Call NASCO Roofing today for a free flat roof estimate. 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. NASCO Roofing, spelled N-A-S-C-O. The region's flat roof expert. UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
There you go. You had Tom King in the last hour, Anthony Mariani in this hour. Love them both, actually. Mariani is a badass and was an astoundingly successful judge. So let's do it now. You've heard from a Republican. You've heard from a Democrat. Right now, the election's today. I've had fun with this today, and I think it's also important that we hear from you live. If the election's today, Trump or Harris? If the election's today, Trump or Harris? 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. If the election's today, Trump or Harris? While I wait for that, a couple of things. If you want to take a day trip, and I sound like a travel guy from AAA, maybe I am. We went to, and if you haven't been, we went to Niagara Falls last week for a couple of days with the kids because they hadn't been made of the mist kind of thing. They hadn't been. It's amazing. I love it. Canadian side, by the way, not American side. The American side's kind of grimy, quite frankly. It was this boat that goes right under the falls. There's this walk behind the tunnels. It's kind of a family town and a lot of stuff there. It was wonderful. I suggest you try it out. And before we get to these calls, one more thing. I went and saw this movie, Twisters, in this DX or whatever the hell it's called. Big sound, big theater, big seats, blah, blah, blah. Twisters, really good. If you like that kind of action kind of thing. All right? I also want to say that I admire the hell out of what Biden did. I just do. I think it takes a lot of courage, quite frankly, to walk away from that gig. And I think he's had a hell of a run, man. Whether you like him or not, 50 years is a hell of a run in Washington. Where they churn him up and spit him out. Can they win with her? I don't think so, but what the hell do I know? John the man. Thanks for your patience,
Marty.
man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would vote for Harris because, see, I remember what happened on January 6th, and I think Trump will uphold the Constitution when it's in his best interest, but I've now seen what he'll do or try to do if it isn't. So I don't want to give him a second chance to try to manipulate things again. One January 6th was enough for me.
But and I get it, but do you think we're one of my friends was mad that the media is being too nice to him now? Is that true?
Well, people make their own decisions based on whatever. If you make a decision based on what the media thinks, then shame on you.
See, that's why I love John, because I get tired of people saying it's the media's fault. Grow up. Grow up. Peg, go ahead. Thanks for your patience.
Hey, how are you?
Good, Peg.
If it was today, it would be Harris for me.
Why is that?
Well, I'm a Democrat. I'm a lifelong Democrat, but I also have strong misgivings about January 6th. I don't want to see that happen again. That was, for me, it was terrifying, and I'm not willing to risk it.
It's fascinating, your observation, because you're right, but all the polls say Americans don't want to hear about it anymore.
I don't think they want to, but I think it's going to become more of an issue the closer we get to the election.
Especially if he pardons everybody who was convicted in all those cases.
Married several years ago.
And then will irritate the hell out of me.
Of his own from a previous marriage, and they still have a home in Los Angeles.
Go ahead, George.
And live in D.C.
Shapiro or Cooper from North Carolina.
Yeah, I've heard his name a lot. My friends live down there, and they say he's a good guy. The governor of North Carolina. If I'm Josh, and I'm not doing it. I'm not running with her. Phil, go ahead, man. Thanks for your patience.
I'm going to be the odd man out so far. I'm going to go with Trump, and I'm basing that on policy. Kamala Harris would be Biden 2.0, who was Obama 2.0. And just the previous callers talking about, the threat to democracy. Think about this. Millions of people voted for Joe Biden as a Democratic nominee for president, and the elites in the party behind his back, manipulated things and pulled him out. What does that say about democracy?
But by the way, it's kind of sort of what the judge was arguing, that they haven't made this really a fair choice. Democratic.
They haven't. I mean, they took away, only because they think he's going to lose, and he's the person the people voted for. Millions of people voted for him. And, they manipulated the system, and they basically stabbed him in the back and forced him out. Now, that's not how democracy works. That's how communism works.
It's kind of what the judge was saying in a nicer way. But I get what you're saying. Go ahead, Scott. Thanks for your patience.
Hey, Marty, I'd vote for Trump. We all need to remember that Kamala was the czar of the southern border, which was a total disaster. And she was the number 2 in the Biden-Harris administration. True. So she went along with everything that he, did.
True.
She has no track record, no foreign policy. So, no, I definitely Trump. That's all. Thanks, buddy.
I get it. Sure, man. You know what's interesting? Because all my boys and all the pundits and all the insiders say it would be a toss-up, and so far, it's actually fascinating, Patrick. It's dead even on the calls. So far. Fascinating. That's me every time. Bill, go ahead. Thanks for your patience.
Hey, Marty. Hey, the judge took my thunder about the threat to democracy, and then the other guy, two guys ago, said the same thing. I mean, the Democrats, we've heard for months how Trump was a democracy, and who did it? The elites of the Democratic Party did it. See,
the judge was arguing. Right? They kind of dismissed everybody's opinion and said, to hell with you, we're going to make this choice. Right?
And if Biden would be leading the polls, it wouldn't have happened. It would not have happened. They would have let it go, Nancy Pelosi and the elites. But anyway,
I think, hold on, my man. I think if they could have hidden him, they would have hidden him.
You're probably right. If they wouldn't, think about that. If they wouldn't have done a debate till September, October, it probably would have worked in Trump's favor.
Right.
Because they couldn't have done anything about it at that point.
Right on. I love all these callers. That's why I love taking calls, because the audience is actually very smart. John, go ahead, man. Go ahead, John.
I would vote for Harris because I am just not sure that Project 2025 isn't the Republican platform.
Yeah, I've heard from many people that it isn't. But if that's your opinion, I'm not going to fight with you over it. I think she's going to have a tough time beating Trump. It's just my take, my vibe, and what the hell do I know? Larry, go ahead, man.
Hey, Marty, maybe I can be the tiebreaker. I'm going to go with Trump. I don't look at personalities, what people post on X. I look at results, and if you look at what we accomplished 4 years under Trump versus 3.5 under the Biden administration with policies, I got to be objective and go with Trump.
And by the way, it is tied. It's actually fascinating how this played out today. I love all of you, and I love your opinions, and thanks you for playing along. Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, MediConnect is an amazing, amazing company. They've helped so many of my friends. It's the beauty of it. They got 70 plans they can help you with. They can come to your home. They can come to your office. They answer any Medicare questions, benefits, plans, fees, you name it. And none of it is on you. MediConnect, Medicare made simple. 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334.
Hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Light rain and 75 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. 2 women were wounded early today in Lawrenceville, and police are looking for a third woman accused of shooting them. A woman arrived at a hospital around 4 a.m. with a gunshot wound to the chest. She was in critical condition and told officers she was shot at 42nd and Butler Streets. A short time later, a second woman dropped off at another hospital with a graze wound to the arm. She, too, was wounded at 42nd and Butler. Witnesses told police an argument inside a business moved outside before the shooting. President Obama praises Biden's decision to leave the 2024 race, but doesn't endorse Vice President Harris. What does it mean, if anything? News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush talks to a University of Pittsburgh law professor and has the details.
Many of the marquee names in Democratic politics began quickly lining up behind Vice President Kamala Harris on Sunday, but one presence in the party held back, Barack Obama. Jerry Dickinson, vice dean at the University of Pittsburgh School of Law, tells KDKA Radio it's not a cause for concern.
It'll keep the media coverage going, right? So now we're all sort of waiting to see whether Obama does this. I think he will come around. I just think he knows that politically right now is maybe not the time for him to do that.
Dickinson says Harris spent 12 hours on Sunday reaching out to Democratic leaders trying to get them on board, and clearly it's working. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle was testifying before the House Oversight and Accountability Committee about the attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump at the rally in Butler earlier this month. During the noon hour, Cheadle was questioned by Congresswoman Summer Lee about what the Secret Service is doing about the increasing threat of political violence.
Does the Secret Service see increasing political violence as a threat to its work? And if so, how is the Secret Service adapting its strategies and protocols to account for increasing political violence?
We are constantly evaluating the threats that we receive and monitoring that, and we make adjustments on a daily basis to our protectees based on what those threats are and what actions we need to take.
Cheadle also told lawmakers that she believes she's the best person to lead the Secret Service at this time, but acknowledged that the agency failed in its mission to protect the nation's leaders. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 102 points, NASDAQ up 269, the S&P 500 is up 58 points. KDK Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
UPMC saved my life. It's just the truth. And when I had cancer. And now they prolong my life. Seriously. I have been in what's called swallow therapy. I had choked 4 times. Heimlich maneuver 4 times. Now, nothing. Now, clear path. Now, I feel safe and secure with the therapy I received at UPMC. It's an amazing place. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
Summer is here, and it's time for adventure. There's no better way to start your summer than with a brand new Subaru Outback from Bowser Subaru. During Bowser Subaru's summer sales event, you can drive away in a 2024 Subaru Outback with incredible savings like 2.9% APR for 72 months. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find the perfect Outback for your summer adventures. Dealer Doc Via 464 applies with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends July 31st. Now that's the power of Bowser. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Our house is 80 years old, maybe 90. Has a couple bathrooms. We had a plumber in there fixing one of the bathrooms. He said the fixtures were 30 years old. It's old. It needs updated. We got the Bath Authority coming out. Look, here's why I love them. It's modern. Everything they make is durable. Everything they make is custom. Everything they make is low maintenance. Walk-in tubs, great. Replacement showers, great. Tub to shower conversions, great. This is the best chance for you to get a new bath, the Bath Authority. 412-249-1140. 412-249-1140. Get $1,500 off a new shower or bath and 36 months of interest-free financing. Bath Authority, 412-249-1140. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, Triple A Traffic powered by Bowser. What's up, Samantha?
Hey, Marty. We have a multi-vehicle accident to report over on the northbound side of I-79. This is near exit 68 Mount Nebo Road over near Swickley Heights, and there is a lane restriction, so look out for some delays. We have another accident to report over on the 2100 block of Babcock Boulevard. This is over in Ross Township. On our major roadways, we're seeing some congestion on both sides of the Parkway East around Green Tree and the Fort Pitt tunnels. And the inbound side of the Parkway West, we're seeing some backup starting around the Roslyn Farms exit. Over on the Parkway East on the outbound side, we're seeing some backup starting around the Bend at Bates. And over on the Parkway East inbound side, we're seeing some backup starting around Edgewood, Swissvale. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
More clouds than sun this afternoon and evening with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. We'll have a high of 83. Some clouds and humid, low 66 overnight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richert. Join us in the Big K Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 until 10. The fallout continues from Joe Biden dropping out of the race. Plus, we've got a lot going on this week in town, and we'll fill you in on the Big K Morning Show.
Love my man Larry. Man, we ate at a barbecue place over the week called Mitch's. It's up in Cranberry, folks. I lived in Texas. This was better. Mitch's. Cranberry. Mitch doesn't shut up, though. That man can talk. Just saying. I saw T out there. I had to grab her about this because I think it's important. First of all, she's very engaged. Second, she's very political. Third, she's very intelligent. And she's a black female, and that has relevance here because now we could have legit first black female president. How does that strike you, even saying that?
It's remarkable.
Right.
And she deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm confused in all of this. When we get to a point where we're evaluating former President Trump and Kamala Harris, just do the research. She's a former prosecutor. She has history behind her. So when we have these conversations about whether or not she's a DEI candidate,
far left in essence,
right? So I mean, there is
diversity,
no better
inclusion.
time.
Right,
exactly. The time is now, and Marty, I can tell you one thing.
Right.
Once Biden passed the torch, my phone blew up with text messages.
Oh, I imagine.
I mean,
no, this is excellent
we
point.
were included in so many Zoom. Oh, yeah, there were Zoom calls yesterday that generated hundreds of thousands of black women coming together.
She raised $50 million in 24 hours.
Absolutely, she did.
I want to run this by you from one of the most powerful Democrats in the state. Let me read this to you. It's what you just said, actually. She has to sell herself to the American people. Her profile is strong. Age, gender, ethnicity, DA, race, attorney general, tough on crime. No scandal. No family members with baggage. Fox and the Republicans will smear her. Why wouldn't they? Will it stick? We shall see. Will it stick?
No.
No. All right, so what I need from you is, and you're so honest about life in general, so my fellas that are Republicans say, fine. America's divided, so the Democrats vote for the Democrats, the Republicans vote for the Republicans. It's a wash. Is that fair? Or do people jump? Independents who are undecided.
You're not being true to yourself, because for weeks, I mean, months, we've had conversations, and I listened to your show, where people were calling in who, quote unquote, claimed to be Democrat and vote Democrat. However, they said that Joe Biden was unstable.
Right.
So now we get someone who's stable, who's qualified, who checks all the boxes, and now what is it that you have to say about her? So it's clear. Either you're voting against her because she's a woman, or you're voting against her because she's a black woman.
No, I think this is very relevant. Also, what I never believed, and I just don't, is that there's this big group of blacks in America that are going to vote for Trump. I just don't buy that. Do you know one African American in your life that's going to vote for Trump? Do you know one?
I do not.
Thank you. Come on.
I do
Come on,
not.
man.
I mean, that's
She'll
just
get
how
96,
it is.
97% of the vote. She will.
She will. I mean, she'll get the black vote, but she's also diverse. She's not straight a black woman. Her husband is white. You figure, and she comes from a vast multicultural background. Right. So she's bringing in people from all over. It's just what you want, whoever you are. It's just what you want. But if we're going to line them up together, okay? So America. We're going to vote for a felon? Really?
There's some irony to it. Tomorrow,
really?
Actually, a lot of the pundits are saying
they can't get jobs.
You have a prosecutor going against a felon.
Exactly. So we're cheering on a felon. That's where we are in our country, and that's okay. We have a woman who she's already in position. It's not like she's just jumping in. She was already the vice president. So she's already in position, and she's very well qualified, whether you believe it or not. She's very well qualified.
Do you believe what I say? This, and I mean this, and you know very well. A lot of men that I know can't stand her. They can't hear the sound of her voice.
Well, it's kind of similar to the way that they couldn't stand Hillary Clinton.
Bingo. No,
so we are where we are. It's very and racist as well. If you want to put it all in there, let's put it out there. But people who are listening, there are folks who cannot get work, employment because of their background as being a felon or vote. But we are cheering on a felon for the president of the United States of America.
Okay,
are you kidding me?
And I love your question. That's how most Democrats feel, and quite frankly, how most women feel, including the white women that I know, to boil it down in my own personal life. But my question to you is, and I believe your phone was blowing up, and I believe this really invigorates African Americans in America. Does it get folks on the fence to vote for her versus Trump? Does it? I don't know that answer.
I mean, I don't know. I just think that people, people who I talk to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are people who are jazzed.
Yeah.
And I feel, and I'm going to tell you this.
As soon as it happened, they got jazzed.
The feeling that I have now is the feeling that I had when President Obama was first running. Okay. That is how people are feeling. Nice. And that's dangerous for Trump. So you better get ready. Because it's boots on the ground for her. Nice. And that's just how it's going to be. But once again, you vote for, are you going to vote for a prosecutor, or are you going to vote for a felon? That's something you have to deal with.
Tamara.
Take care.
I love her, and she speaks the truth. It's actually fascinating to me, the whole thing. This just in, Nancy Pelosi endorsed Kamala Harris for president, saying her support is official, personal, and political. There you go. A couple of folks sent me notes this morning about what happened in Butler, saying it's a conspiracy. I just don't believe in conspiracies. Considering I know guys very close to this investigation and folks who are on the ground in Butler, and I know folks at a high level in the Secret Service, this wasn't a conspiracy. It was a cluster blank. It was a total screw up. It was a total dropping of the ball. And Ron Layton is one of the smartest men I've ever known, ever. And he's one of the best in the world at security and at the doings of Secret Service. He was an assistant director of the Secret Service with the woman who was testifying this morning, Cheadle. And at the end of the day, he said it came down to two things: bad planning, bad execution, and shortage of staff. And found it repulsive to imagine that they put snipers in the building. And then the actual sniper who shot Trump was up on the roof. And from what we've been reporting and what we've heard so far, Ron Layton, I'm telling you, he's a brilliant man, says two things: bad planning, significant shortage of personnel, and horrible decision making. And friends, that scares the hell out of me. They better get their SHI blank together before something like this happens again anytime soon. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic. powered by Bowser. The highlight of my day is hearing Samantha telling us what's up on the roads.
Hey, Marty, we're still dealing with that multi-vehicle accident over on the northbound side of I-79. This is near exit 68 Mount Nebo Road, right near Swickley Heights, and there is a lane restriction to look out for some delays. Over